And we're live.
Are we? Refresh YouTube until it pops up that you're live.
Yep. Open stream in new tab.
Which, I mean, I am going to do so I can monitor things on my own end.
Hello, YouTube. It has been a while.
God. Yes, it is. It actually has been less time for me than it has been for you, as I've recently appeared in a friend's video.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just turning the volume up a little bit. How loud am I in stream?
Hi, hello. Life is happening. I'm just trying
It is.
to...
Alright, so y'all can see what's on the screen.
Okay, I can hear myself. That's fine. I'll keep the stream up in case things go down.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, he's actually going to be sending a few people to our stream. That's nice. Anyway, hello everyone. We were meant to have one Suris of Skeptic with us, but he will be joining a little bit later since Hammered Out is still going on. But we are making our bold return back to Creepypastas.
So I sacrificed him to appease the tail.
The Tails doll.
Again. I sacrificed him to no, not to the Tails doll, to the Pails Mall. Yes.
The Pails Mall.
The Pails Mall. God, I'm gonna need to get this open, aren't I? Hold on a minute.
All right. So this is what we're gonna call the Creepypasta Casserole night.
I did make casserole for this, but I've already ate it.
Yes.
Sorry, can you... Actually, let's see if I can find the link. I'm sure you sent me the link the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yes, you did. Let me open up this.
It's also on my screen. My mouse may look like it's going crazy, but I'm really just fixing the pop-up chat.
Yes, but there was a slight delay between me viewing the stream and you actually doing stuff. So if I do it this way, it means I can actually be in line with what's going on. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Right. Which Tales Doll My Story, that's what we're starting with. I've read this one. This one upsets me.
Yep. I'm just putting the chat there. If it can be seen.
I can't see the chat on stream, if that's what you're asking.
There's a little Tails doll in the corner as well, but
I can't see that.
Oh well. It's fine. Whatever. Let's see, image. Oop. Still not there. Okay. Alright. Whatever.
Well, we're not pro elite FaZe Clan Twitch streamers.
We're not. I am very much not. Anyways, let's read this. This is Tales Doll My Story. After I got home from work, I thought I'd buy a game for my son. He was into the Mario, Sonic, and Donkey Kong type stuff, so I got him a game I don't think he's ever played. Okay, so after you got home from work, you thought, yeah, I'll go get a game for my son. That sounds like a great idea. Too bad you're already home.
Yeah.
It was Sonic R. I don't even need to say anything about that. It's just not good.
I mean, this was like circa the time Sonic R was out, and like, you know, nobody knew it was bad, you know?
Yeah.
I used to think Sonic R was great when I was growing up.
It was a racing game as I... Huh?
Hello to Quack in chat.
Hi, Quack.
The individual I brought along. Because I
Hi.
only have one friend. It's true. All the rest of them I had to sacrifice to stop the Tails doll from breaking into my house at 3 a.m. to steal my baked beans.
So the Tails doll was Nelson Mandela the whole time.
He breaks into he breaks in with Metal Sonic and like Sonic.exe screaming, me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans, and I just cry because it's like, all my beans.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why nothing's showing up on...
I don't know, but I can very clearly see there show that I am not intelligent enough to understand. Oh, hello to Via Vendetta in chat as well. Hello.
Hi.
We've also got a party going.
Yes, we do. And
Anyway.
everyone's just gonna have to deal with the fact that they can see that and they can't see chat or anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Vague eye on it. I'll keep a vague eye on it.
And at the time was pretty new. Okay. I raced home to give him the game.
Because you could feel the sunshine.
Do 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 do. Woo!
Why am I listening to War Pigs? I should be listening to like Tales Doll songs.
I was just gonna go with like you could replace any like of the stories with the most recent Sonic games with just like the lyrics to a Linkin Park song. So yeah, starts racing. Do 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 do. Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Blasting the Sonic R soundtrack in the background.
Yep.
Oh, we're doing this. Gotta get in character, guys.
And kiss my wife on the cheek. I told her... Sorry, I held her, and she was happy for me giving him a present. The excitement filled his eyes, and I could tell he couldn't wait to play the game. To play it. He went back to his room, and I was right behind him to play it with him. A couple of days passed.
I mean, coincident, you know. I mean, Sonic. I mean, it takes you a couple of days to get past the first track in Sonic, you know.
Yeah, but it's just like, didn't this man have work?
God, my Quack is inviting my entire D&D group to come watch me suffer.
That's the sign of true friendship right there.
God, they're gonna pull me up on this on Tuesday. I'm gonna be trying to like run a campaign and like they're gonna be like, Sonic, and I'm gonna cry. I should have said that.
Fast.
No, I've said that. I'm gonna bloody do that now as well.
Well, I mean, next Wednesday I'm gonna be watching the movie again because it's my birthday.
Hey.
And I had to talk my parents into watching it with me because they haven't seen it yet.
What movie is that?
The Sonic movie.
Ah, okay.
Which, it's actually pretty good.
That.
It's a lot better than I was expecting.
I saw that in cinemas.
Me too, back before COVID-19 was a worldwide pandemic.
Back in the days when you could go outside.
Yes, when we could go out. I had just come in from outside. I wore a mask the whole time.
You're not wrong, Vendetta. I am from up to north, as we'll say.
Yes. Anyway. Right. And he told me he was almost done with the game. I just dropped something. Shit. We are, of course, super professionals.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, the couple of days thing, like, did he just call off of work and go like, yeah, sorry boss, can't come in, Sonic R. And his boss was like, I completely understand and you're fired.
I completely understand. Please self-isolate for 14 days. We don't want that in the office.
We don't want you to bring the Tails doll in. Which, by the way, like, getting off on a tangent, what was it about the Tails doll that was so scary to everybody back in 2011?
We were like 12, and
right.
Maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, depending on the general viewing course of the audience.
I was 14.
I was 12. But the point is, we were wee little bands, and the concept of a doll that just kind of, I mean, to be fair, when you play Sonic R, and I've played enough Sonic R to have unlocked all the characters. Yes, I was that sad growing up. Also, I actually had a Sega Saturn. But I mean, the way Tails doll moves is a little unsettling, because it's just sort of, it's essentially flying ragdoll. It's but yeah, we were all gullible. We all used to think Jeff the Killer was freaky. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, even when I liked Creepypasta, I thought that Jeff the Killer was stupid.
Yeah, but we all thought Sonic.exe was scary, and
I never thought Sonic.exe was scary.
You know what I mean, though. I'm talking as a wider thing. It was a weird cultural phenomenon to be scared by children's games.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And he told me he was almost done with the game. I watched him beat the last boss, and he roared in excitement he beat it. Yeah!
Yeah! Yeah! Gotta go fast! I don't think there ever was a last boss to Sonic. Oh, I mean...
Was there?
No, I'm pretty sure there wasn't. I mean, I would crack it open on the side and start playing it, but I don't actually have a working copy of Sonic R anymore.
Right.
No, because I mean, you had Sonic, Tails, Amy, Knuckles. Amy had a car. You had Dr. Robotnik. You had Metal Sonic. You had Tails Doll. You had the Eggman Robo. You had Metal Knuckles. And you had Super Sonic, but there was no real final boss. You know. As far
Plus,
as
how would you beat a boss in a racing game?
I mean, to be fair, some racing games do have bosses, but yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yes. I felt good for him. So your son didn't feel good, you had to feel good for him.
I mean, to be fair, there's Sonic R.
Yes. Patted his head and asked how was it. I mean, I felt good for the Grumps after they beat the Zelda CDI games.
Oh, God.
Because Lord knows Aaron and Dan weren't feeling great. Plus, you need to add, quotation marks here, please. Ask, how was it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yes. Sorry, my dyslexic life is kicking in.
The peculiar thing was, as I did so, I looked at the credits and the credit screen and pointed and said, What's that?
What's that?
He said it was the Tails doll. I asked what the Tails doll was. He just said it was the Tails doll again. That's not helpful.
What's a Tails doll? Well, Dad, it's a Tails doll. Well, what's a Tails doll?
I obviously facepalmed and ignored the scenery?
I mean, that's okay.
What?
Pretty sure when you unlocked a character in Sonic R, I'm pretty sure the unlocked character was just
blue.
It just sort of popped up. Hey, you've unlocked individual. There was no mind you, I haven't played it in forever, so don't hold me to that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it didn't do anything fancy. It was just hey, you have unlocked Tails doll. It's okay, that's cool.
All right. I called for him to get in bed, but he's right there. Did you just scream in his face? Get in bed!
Not in bed, son. It's past your bedtime. We've been playing Sonic R for 16 days straight.
Yeah. And as he was sleeping, the curiosity got the best of me. You just take a drink anytime that sentence appears in Creepypasta. I went into his room, very quietly turned the volume down on the TV, and was ready to play some Sonic R.
I'm sorry, but as someone who has owned a Sega Saturn, when you press that button in, it makes a very loud click. You know?
Why not just take the Sega Saturn out of his room and put it in your room?
To be fair, that does require you to detach and reset up an entire console, which...
Why does
he
have a console in his room when he's that young?
I had a console in my room when I was that young.
The only one I had in my room when I was that young was a Nintendo DS.
I used to get in trouble for getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning so I could play Lego Star Wars, because god damn it, I still needed to beat General Grievous.
Yeah. I remember that was a hard boss.
Yeah, and then as I got older, I learned how to cheese all the bosses in that game.
Yeah. Lego Star Wars was just fun.
It was, yeah.
Anyway, let's stop reminiscing about Lego Star Wars and get back on this.
Stop talking about a good game and go back to talking about a bad game, yeah.
I called for him to get it. Okay, I already read that. Shit.
Yeah, so the bed.
Knowing that he already beat the game, I decided to play it again through watching him from earlier. Good luck with that. I noticed you could play as Tails Doll.
Not the Tails Doll, just Tails Doll. It's an implication there's more than one of them, and that's the last thing we need here.
Yes. Knowing that was the main reason I wanted to play the game, I chose him to tag up with some of the gang. It was pretty fun, actually, until I tagged him up with Sonic. ... Right when I... ... no space. Right when I hit that button, my whole life changed. That's when the Fire Nation attacked.
My life was in the palm of his hand.
What? My life was in the palm of its hand. Okay. What?
It was all calm at first, I must say. ... The screen shut off along with the game system. Well done, you broke it. I let things be, and I went to bed with my wife.
Was she right there? Where was the wife?
As any respectable man circa 1998 when this game came out. Sonic, when did Sonic R come out? I know 1998 was the PC port, when was the original? 1997, a circa late 90s husband, house husband.
Yes. Except that he works. He just said that he got home from work.
Well, it's been a few days,
Right, so he's probably lost his job.
And,
But yeah, like, the wife went to bed with his wife. Where was she? She was waiting in the other room. It's like, God damn it, he's playing Sonic R. I should come in here and play with me.
Oh. Well, coincidentally, she has a Sega Mega Drive hooked up, or Genesis for the Americans in the audience, and has that.
Why couldn't he come in here and, play
Sonic
was 3 and Knuckles with me?
No, what was that Sonic racing game that was on the Mega Drive?
Super Sonic Racing?
Oh, what was it called? No,
let's look it up.
No, Super Sonic Racing was a song. Hold on. Sonic Racing game.
Yeah, do that.
Mega Drive. I'll have a quick.
Wait, what the fuck?
Because I used to play an
There's
awful lot of
something
that.
over here that's called Elf Autopsy.
Google Translate Edition.
What?
List the Sonic the Hedgehog games.
And then SpongeBob 666, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Game Over.
Sonic Drift, that was what it was called.
Oh yeah, Drift, that's what it was.
I used to play that as well.
I never played it.
Oh, it was on Game Gear. It wasn't on Mega Drive, that's why.
Game She's Gear sitting in there with a Game Gear like, come on, why aren't you coming to race with me?
We all know his wife's a Mario Kart lass.
Yeah. She actually has a Famicom hidden in their room. Or NES if you're American.
Super Nintendo was what it was on. There was no Super Nintendo or the Nintendo. It was only the Famicom in Japan.
Right, yeah. I just like calling it a Famicom.
Family computer. Mm-hmm. We digress once again.
Yes. Right. She grasped onto me as I did to her, falling in deep sleep. At around 2 a.m., not a particularly deep sleep then.
I've just imagined it as one of those, like a horror movie where they approach the corpse on the bed and it shoots its arms up and grasps a hold of them.
Yeah?
I've just imagined a completely still, gently sleeping wife just doing that. Come to bed with me, my husband.
Give me my opium.
I'm gonna get the witch voice in there somehow.
Right. At around 2 a.m., so he wasn't sleeping particularly deeply, I started hearing thumps on my door. Keeping it shut and knowing my son could get the game himself, I just said, "Stop, go back to bed." The thumping kept happening. I got very annoyed and noticed as I got up that there was a little shadow coming from under my door. Nothing at all compared to a regular human-sized shadow.
I kind of started freaking out. The word Tails kept popping up into my head. So I slowly opened the door and heard the very faint words I will never forget again.
So he forgot them first, and like he just now remembered them, so he's not going to forget them again. You are coming with me forever.
You are coming with me to Brazil. Wait, no. It was.
You're coming
the
with
doll.
me forever.
It was a doll. An evil, blood-covered, possessed little doll. It was from the game. It had to be.
What? No, it doesn't.
I screamed, waking the whole house as it started clawing my toes.
What?
Did you know Tails' doll has a foot fetish? Blood was all over the floor.
And to this day, my feet ache and are sore.
Oh, come on, mate. You got your toes cleaved off by a demonic entity. You didn't step in a Lego brick. It was growling.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was growling very aggressively, and my screaming got louder. My wife called the police. It scattered across the floor, running from
So
me.
it fell onto the floor and broke into several smaller Tails dolls, and then just skittered away.
Yeah.
Its screech was awful. It left a trail of my blood behind it. It said it has what it needs. Oh, I get it. It was after his soul.
Knowing it can't finish its job tonight. Ever since that day, I'm afraid to go to sleep at night. My sleeping patterns are scattered apart. I go to sleep around 6 a.m. and wake up at 8 p.m. That's a pretty solid sleep schedule. Like
what? You're getting like 16 hours of sleep.
I mean, if you work night shifts, like that's,
Oh, and I just had a look at my YouTube's notifications. What the hammered out topic is. Apparently, he's talking about voter fraud.
Huh. Delightful.
Yes, lovely. It's happening in his state, so
that's fair. I
fair
know
for him
this
to be talking about it.
Yeah, I know this may sound fake, but it isn't.
It is.
I swear to this very day, I am shocked to even think about falling asleep at nighttime.
Oh my god, that is the end of Tails Doll My Story. Sweet merciful Christ. Alright, let's pick another one. I have a decide wheel with 5 stories.
Ah, yes.
I'm probably going to save a close encounter with the Tails doll for when Suris is actually here.
Yes, that's fair enough.
Right.
I do like the close encounter though. I hope you're enjoying the suffering that we are.
Alright, the next story is colors.exe.
Oh, good. Let me go on to that. Let me find colors.exe.
Alright.
Which I hope everyone is enjoying this and they're not too annoyed by the constant tangents.
Crystal.html is one I'll probably pull out if we're taking, not enough time.
True, but...
colors.exe is very short.
Yes, colors.exe is extremely short.
But crystal.html has some problems. As in, look at this. I have to highlight everything just so it can be displayed on the screen. Okay, so colors.exe, let's read it. This is my second Sonic pasta. Enjoy it. That's not a request, it's a command.
Hold on, I'm very quickly looking at you highlighting the universe.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I hope you enjoyed the Valhalla. I will have to warn the individuals in the chat though. This creepypasta does contain spoilers for the game Sonic Colors, so do be prepared. It's not like Sonic Colors came out in
2012 or something.
2010.
2010?
So, if any of you remember Sonic Colors selling out, just remember that you are 10 years older than when Sonic Colors first came out. I now feel... Well, I remember when Sonic
I was
Colors
13?
first came out. I remember when that first came out.
Wow.
So yeah,
I'm old.
spoilers for a 10-year-old game. I'm not changing for the Sonic R soundtrack I'm listening to here.
Wait,
though.
I just read what Vila Vendetta said. It's just like, you Southern Brit or Southern American?
Kent.
Oh,
So,
yeah, you are Southern Brit. I know someone from Kent
Brit,
as well. I'm not saying who. But yeah, I've got a couple of friends in Kent.
Cutting You were 22.
You were 22? We're a couple of youngins then.
We just made Vendetta feel...
older.
There's, how's the care home?
Oh my god. Like the care home we're gonna be in when we're old.
You know what the sad thing is, right? When we're in care homes, people our age, when we're in care homes, you know when they put on like the old people music, it's going to be like Justin Bieber and One Direction.
Oh, God.
You know when he.
Speaking of One Direction, quick tangent, real fast. Did you see that Harry Styles actually wore a dress recently?
Yes, I did, and Ben Shapiro
okay.
had a meltdown on Twitter. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, his masculinity is super fragile.
They made me feel like aged.
I'm so sorry.
All I'm saying is, like, when we're in the care homes, they're putting on the old people music. It won't be like songs from the 30s and the 50s like it is now. No, it's going to be One Direction and Justin Bieber and all that. It's going to be a bunch of old people sitting in corners with headphones jamming out to Justin Bieber. It's going to be really surreal.
I don't know. I'd probably want to listen to the soundtrack in Rapture.
It's fair. Yeah,
anyway. I always enjoyed Sonic Colors, much like everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very cool Wii game about Sonic and Tails going into Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park, which, to be fair, that is one of the Eggman is one of his better depictions on that.
Yeah, it was.
To see that aliens named Wisps were being drained of their power. They shut off the generators to free the planets and the Wisps from Eggman's grasp. I played it to the fullest, enjoying all the Wisp powers and even unlocking Super Sonic. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that with Sonic Forces when I ordered it and I got the episode Shadow DLC and all the other stuff. Yeah. And also, like, the Wisps have shown up in, like, every game since.
Yeah.
Pretty much, other than Mania.
Yeah, they were in the racing game as their form of items.
Great.
Which raises some interesting questions about that game, but yeah. But after a while, the game wouldn't work anymore. Press start the title screen, the screen make a weird beeping sound and freeze on the planet stage select screen. I mean, I could kind of understand that video, especially if you're aggressively playing video games.
Yeah.
Have you tried cracking out the Have you tried the old method of taking it out of the Wii and, cleaning it on your shirt and putting it back in?
Yeah. Or with, like, a eyeglass cleaning cloth. Anyway, I was kind of sad since I loved almost everything of the game. But then I got a new computer! It ran really fast! And thanks to that, I was able to download a Wii emulator with Sonic Colors.
One of those Hot Wheels. You know the ones I'm talking about?
No. Is it like how Cyberbully had the main character with an Xbox laptop?
No, there was genuinely these like Hot Wheels like computers back in the day that they were terrible. They made a Barbie version for girls as well,
oh,
but
no.
they were very genuine. I'm gonna send you a picture of it on Discord.
Unfortunately, I can't show any of these pictures. I'm sorry.
Oh no! But it came with a steering wheel and everything. But these were genuinely terrible.
Oh
God! They
came
out in
horrible.
They came out in 1999, and restoration on them was really, really hard because they came on a the company that had made them, I think it was a Taiwanese company at the time, were using very specific like technology that really badly degraded.
All right, I'm gonna put this in the chat.
You're just gonna link the image to it.
Oh crap. Because it's gonna send it to Discord. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's see if that works.
Yeah, it does work.
Great.
It's got one of those computers. You could have opened it in, yeah, I was say you could open it in a tab and then yeah.
Yeah, I could.
That's what they're running Sonic CD on, not Sonic CD. Sonic Colors on.
Yeah. It actually did show on the computer.
Yeah, side stream's a little delayed, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was really fast, and thanks to that, I was able to download a Wii emulator with Sonic Colors.
But the Sonic Colors file was named colors.exe.
Colors.executable.
Yes.
I mean, that's not how emulators work. As someone who's messed around with them before, that's not how they work.
That's how, like, ROMs work.
And as if you all know, if something has .exe behind it, it's evil. Crap, I'm going to have to uninstall all of my video.
This is a troll pasta, isn't it?
Possibly not. Who knows?
Except that it ran slower than the Wii version. Then the Wii version what?
I mean,
that's
running
the
slower.
wrong then.
Yeah, I mean, it running slower than the Wii version, that's just an issue with emulators. Like, that's got nothing to do with... Yeah.
Thing is, it's like, Darksiders 3 runs really, like, kind of bad on the PlayStation, but it runs really smoothly on my computer. Like, buttery smooth.
Yes, but I imagine if you emulated the console version onto your computer, it would
it would run horrible.
Maybe this is... Yeah. This is...
But yes, changed after I accidentally didn't charge my computer, and it closed itself off. It got really depressed. It got in the corner and it started listening to Simple Plan. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. And life goes on as I faded away. I charged my computer and started up Sonic Colors. The intro with Cash's Reach for the Stars song was glitched out. I thought Crush 40 did all of the music.
I think they did for that game. I might be wrong though. We have reached for the stars.
We're gonna reach for the stars tonight. And Sonic did look evil now.
Oh no! Reach for the Stars was by Cash.
Oh, strange. Tails' tortured form from Sonic.exe appeared. We just can't get rid of him, can we?
Tails or Sonic.exe?
Sonic.exe.
Fair.
Like, you can get rid of me. That's just me trying to be Scottish and it's not working out. There were no planets or other places to select. Oh, whoops. And Yacker wasn't there at all. Who?
Yacker was the name of the it was the White Wisp or the Cyan Wisp. That it's like one that hangs around with Tails.
Oh. Right.
Crush 40 did their own remix of Sonic Boom. Nice.
Oh, cool. However, I did see his eye somewhere in the background. Yeah, that just sounds like a glitch. Like his body isn't rendering, but his eyeball is.
I was pretty shocked, but I shrugged it off and continued to play the game. There were no planets or other places to select, but there was. And I was able to select a little white area somewhere. Selected it. Not a good idea. A cutscene happened. Sonic appeared at Eggman's little base and said, "Yeah,
it's time for you to die, Egghead. I already murdered those little aliens and tortured Tails. And now, it's your turn. Aren't you excited?
Yeah, I'm Sonic, get away fast. It's time for you to die, kid. I already murdered those aliens and tortured Tails, and now it's your turn. You excited? Yeah. I'm slowly turning into, like, New York Mafia instead. See, you gotta go fast.
I gotta go fast.
You gotta understand, Eggman. Bada bing, bada boom. You can run, but you can't hide.
But you can't hide.
It's going to offend the two Scottish people in the chat.
Well, who would that be?
Quack and Potato.
Oh, I had no idea. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
They put up with me doing bad Scottish accents. I'm sure they can put up with you doing it.
I was now able to control Eggman? But it was a battle against Sonic. Oh, sorry, and it was a battle against Sonic, excuse me.
But of course, no capitalization on the butt there. He was in his EXE form. You got to emphasize the X because that's what JC likes.
EXE.
Started bouncing all over the place and hurt Eggman. I saw I had 8 lives, but Sonic drained them fast. The last life was lost. And this happened. He used a laser. I can't do the voice that the guy does whenever you pick it. He used laser to pierce through Eggman's limbs, drill Eggman's skull. Creatively named that. Had spikes to cut him in half. Hover wasn't used. Why mention it then?
Okay, and but like the Sonic drained them fast because he goes fast.
And then he used Cube to stop Eggman's severed limbs, shattering the remaining bones. Rocket to roast his corpse, not to like blow up his corpse or like, like.
And Frenzy to eat Eggman's heart out. What? I didn't know you could eat out a heart.
It's like eating ass, but you aim for the chest. When the game over screen appeared, Sonic was standing next to Tails and gave him a high five. I was scared and...
Oh god. But it's just like...
Scared and deleted the program and an error message appeared. Sonic.exe is behind you. Not Sonic as in, like, Sonic.exe as in, like, X as in the big villain of Sonic.exe. No, there's just... It's just Kyle standing there with the bomb.
Here's the disc. Because we agreed when we were reading that Kyle has a lisp. So I essentially just voice him like I would Solix from Homestuck. But still, like, just the Sonic drained them fast. It's like that. It's like Sonic High School, where they took a tiner aside to say that Sonic pooped really fast because he is fast.
The best part of that was Sonic getting a limo to school.
Yes.
We're going to have to read that at some point. I know it's not a creepypasta, but we're going to have to add that to the list of things that we're going to have to...
Now we're going to pick another story.
Nice. I hope you were all suffering.
Spin the wheel.
Wheel the spin.
Wheel spin. Oh, Shadow's little helper. But you know what? We might want to wait on that one. Let's read this one. Until our guest shows up. Some people tend to ask me how I got these scars on my forearm. Well, it started a few months ago. Ever since I played that horrible game.
What have we got on to, Sarah?
Crystal.html.
Oh, okay, just making sure, just because the stream, the stream takes a moment to sort of catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Good God. You know what? I picked this because I thought this was going to be easy and, like... Oh God, my roommate's sending me messages asking how I'm feeling, probably because you can hear the pain in my voice.
Or you know what, we can just do Shadow's little helper.
Oh, we can start. We can do Crystal. We can.
Oh yeah, we can start
Crystal. Crystal is pretty long though, so it's also a case if we might want 3 people here for that.
We might, yeah. It was a fresh Saturday afternoon. A fresh Saturday afternoon. Hold on.
Yeah, Squid Sisters told him to say fresh.
I'm still dressed in my pajamas while happily browsing the internet for hilariously random Sonic the Hedgehog animations. I can tell this is probably a troll.
Quite possibly.
Ah, shoot. I have to, like, highlight everything. There we go.
To be honest, Vendetta, I know people that could understand the Scottish about as well as they could understand the thick accent in Indian, which is not at all.
Yeah.
We should have read Sonic is Not Gay. Come on, guys. That's the best creepypasta.
Well, yeah. After about 2 hours of browsing, a pop-up entered the screen. It was really flashy and colorful, so I couldn't keep my eyes away. Before closing the pop-up, my eyes saw the words fan character and game. Then I forced my hand to stop so I could continue reading. What is it, like alien hand syndrome disease, where you have to, like, no.
Right, we gotta read this in, like, infomercial, like, hey you! Yeah, you,
hey,
guess
you.
What?
Yeah, you! Guess what? Your Sonic fan character can now be in their very own online game!
I'm Billy Mays! And this is Sonic Online! Hey you, yeah you, guess what? I'm Billy Mays and your Sonic character can be in their very own online game!
I came back from the dead just to tell you this!
And to show you the power of Flex Seal, I saw Tails in half! Is Billy Mays dead?
Yeah, Billy Mays is dead.
I didn't know he was dead! Oh no! I genuinely didn't know Billy Mays was dead.
He's been dead since 2009.
I didn't know! I didn't know Billy Mays was... Hey, Billy Mays here. I'm dead. Oh no. What was the other one? The guy that did like what was the one that did like the crank chop? The one that keeps flagging people. But whenever they do reviews of his product or keep re-uploading his infomercials.
What, Slaptrap?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy, like Vince, whatever the hell.
Vince, yeah, he keeps copyright striking people on YouTube.
Well, I mean,
re-upload.
he's got more things to be worried about than people reviewing his stuff. It's like, he got arrested for beating up a woman.
Yeah, but he honestly, he does genuinely flag people. Whenever you, like, re-upload his stuff, he tries to flag you. Like, he tries to get his... Or if you put unfavorable reviews, he's, like, really aggressive about it. Also, let's just remember the time he was incredibly racist in, I think it was the Crank Chop. When he's talking about stir-fry. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Implying that Billy Mays has been reincarnated as Phil Swift.
Yeah, Phil Swift, the guy who does Flex Seal.
The best cameo on the John Tron show.
Yes.
Hey, Billy Mays here.
Right. Alright. Now filled with the feeling of pure joy, I decided to click on the More Info button. Just then, my browser opened up a new tab with an unusual site. It was normal porn for normal people. Which is a better creepypasta.
Yep. Its background colour was plain, pitch black, and there was a red box at the top of the page and small white text inside the red box. Asked me for my email address.
Because we all know that the scariest colours in a creepypasta are black and red.
And white.
And white.
I typed it in, hit next. I was then sent an image of my character. And then I sent an image of my character, type up the personality and backstory after eagerly typing for approximately 2 hours.
Wow.
I know that feeling.
I mean, mine can be summed up within like an hour, but 2? Wow.
Yeah. That's a Sonic OC though. You know, they're cool. I
it's
hit
to show
submit.
you the power of Flex Seal, I sawed myself in half and rebuilt myself as Phil Swift.
Hey, Billy Mays here to show you the power of Flex Seal. I sawed myself in half, and became Phil Swift with Flex Seal.
Okay, Suris sent me a message. Okay, he'll be here in a minute.
Okay,
Shit.
okay.
This keeps happening.
Okay,
let's whatever.
See. The box said to be receiving an email in about 2 to 3 weeks with a link to the game. However, it turned out all of my credit card information was stolen.
After the long, tedious wait, I finally received the email with the game. A spark of excitement panged against my lungs as I clicked on the link. There it was, Crystal the Hedgehog in her very own game.
Yeah.
Yay!
I don't know.
The title screen had impeccable animation, and the artwork was adorable. However, as soon as my mouse pointer clicked play, something strange happened. Crystal's eyes widened, a grin stretched across her face, and the screen appeared to shut itself off.
Huh, that was awkward.
Once I turned the screen back on, my eyes nearly popped out of their sockets.
Oh god, I've lost my eyes, I gotta pick them up again!
I keep growing new ones! Ah, they keep falling out.
It's like Greg in or was it James in Reaper's Creek where he explodes. Daniel in Reaper's Creek where he explodes his mother's eyeball.
You know what I've just realized about Reaper's Creek? It's Seseska propaganda.
Oh yes.
It's propaganda for his religion.
Pretty much. I hope we do get to do a Zelda Casserole night though, because I would like to read some. There are some really bad Zelda creepypastas.
I know of some, like Zelda's Death. I know.
Yes,
that one's bad.
Anything that's got .exe in the title, to be honest.
Yeah. The Kill Waker's also really bad as well.
Yes, but we'll have to do that at some point.
Yeah. Once I turned the screen back on, my eyes did okay. The title screen was the same, except the sky was a purplish color and the grass was black. And Crystal had dark gray fur and blood dripping all over her body. I don't know anything else about this character. Then the screen rippled and changed to the character selection menu. The only characters available to play at the time were Darkin the Darkhog, Flames the Hedgehog, and Shadow the Hedgehog. Surprisingly, the least edgy name in here is Shadow.
Hey, Flames the Hedgehog isn't too edgy though. Like, if it was like a red hedgehog, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Darkin the Darkhog, though, does also sound like a type of slur you'd hear in certain communities. Oh my god. He's one of them Darkhogs, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I was surprised. I never sent an image of Darkin or Flames to those people who made the game for me. They might have just looked on your DeviantArt and seen it. I selected Darkin, who seemed quite confident at the moment. The screen twitched a bit and skipped right to the loading screen of act ... Huh. Perhaps there are a few bugs, I thought.
There isn't a character called Darkin the Darkhog, but apparently there are individuals in the Sonic OC community called that have the title the Darkhog, but there's no Darkin the Darkhog. And
when the level began, Darkin was located at the forest similar to the one where Crystal always walks through whenever she feels depressed. Descriptive.
Also there's a bunch of generic-looking Sonic OCs called Flames the Hedgehog. Coincidentally, a cursed game that you guys in chat can play right now while we're reading this. Type in your actual name and put the Hedgehog into Google Images, preferably in an incognito tab, and just see what comes up. Just cursed game, incognito tab, Google Images, your name, the Hedgehog. Just see what comes up. So you too can be cursed.
Well, you know what? I'll check.
I have already done. There are some quite cursed things.
Okay, so what I'm getting so far is blue hedgehog girl, sometimes blonde, sometimes like purple, sometimes white. Oh, and I got one that's like a shadow, but instead of red, got pink and huge titties and a big butt.
Absolutely lovely pair of knuckles on it. Absolutely stellar pair of tits.
Yeah, it's a cursed game.
I mean, look at what happens when you search up my name. Like, the second image alone terrifies me.
You know what? I'll do that right now. In an incognito tab.
I haven't actually looked up that. You know what? You've got a point there. You've got a point there. Quack. I have not looked up my name. My YouTube name in the hedgehog. Okay, there's just a lot of people with tits. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of boobies.
Yeah, the second image doesn't look that bad. It just looks like Sephiroth.
Also, if you type in Quack the Hedgehog. Also, if you type in Quack the Hedgehog, you just get Hubert Quack, who's an actual character in Sonic.
Yeah. And then I get something that's questionably racist.
Oh, there's many things that are questionably racist in the Sonic fandom.
Yeah. Some of them look okay, but anyway.
So select dark and it's quite comfortable with it. Oh,
yeah, okay.
That. Yeah.
Obviously, something was obviously going on here, but I decided to try and ignore it. I made Darkin run to the right. There were no enemies or obstacles for about a minute. Turn off the game then. But there was a very strange background change.
Trees appeared to be dead, and the pixelated foliage began to look like red flames. So, like the bit at the beginning of Knuckles' campaign.
Yep.
In Sonic and Knuckles. And lucky you, Villa Vendetta. Lucky you. Yeah. My eyes have seen the glory, and by the glory I mean the sheer terror.
What was this? Was this supposed to be to represent the fire that Crystal's family had died in? Well, had double space died in.
Or the symbol of a rage embedded deep within a soul. Either way, this game was beginning to get a bit freaky. I suppose if you spent 2 hours writing about your OC, presumably in an awful lot of detail, like, if you mentioned this and this, say, was genuinely like a, hey, submit me this and I'll make you your own Sonic fan game, like, if you've submitted the level enough detail that this could be interpreted from it to that individual, I'm not surprised.
Yep.
The green coloured, the olive green coloured grass began to turn to a burnt umberish colour. I assume they mean amber?
No, burnt umber is a color.
Burnt umber, I suppose, yeah.
Let me look up. Burnt...
umber.
I'm bad at typing.
It's fine, I can't see.
Burnt umber color. It's right here.
Yeah, I see it. No, I see it. No, it's fine, I see it. The stream's got 6 years catching up with whatever you've just done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch you type in burnt umber on the
Like I said, I suck at typing.
Anyways, yes.
Began turning a burnt umberish color and darkened suddenly stopped moving.
Running. No matter how many times I pressed the arrow keys, he wouldn't move. My mouse pointer refused to move either. The computer had froze, but the game somehow continued to play itself in the strangest ways. This was a strange thing. That is just called soft locking.
Yes.
That is. I've had games soft lock on me before. Like, soft locking is pretty freaky if you don't know what it is and it just happens to you.
Yeah, like I was playing a game where I had to like crawl along the walls, and at one point my character clipped through the wall and fell, and he wouldn't stop falling until I had to restart the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've had situations where something soft locks to the point where you actually are forced to reset your computer. But yeah, I suddenly heard a distorted female-like voice that came from the game.
Are you ready to have some fun? You will have 20 seconds to escape the fire. The clock starts now.
And just then, the computer unfroze, leaving me in control, darkened again. The fire quickly came from the right, and I was forced to run back using the left arrow key. I kept hearing sounds of a faint, malicious chuckle, faded, malicious chuckles, and stickers that were coming from the background. The timer, which was on displayed at the top left of the corner of the game screen, started counting down at a rate faster than before.
Oh, faster rate than before.
Faster rate than before, sorry.
Better hurry, your time's running out.
Said the female voice.
We wouldn't want our precious Darkin to be burned alive, now would we?
I'm calling the racism hotline. The sound of the clock, the sound that the ticking clock rattled inside my skull. Darkin's expression changed. He appeared worried and frightened. Come on, run faster!
Darkin seemed to hear me.
His speed increased a bit as the fire continued to scorch and glow, annihilating everything in its path as it making its way towards him. That time was down to 8 seconds. I was almost at the exit. However, something happened in the game that made my jaw drop. Another flash fire came from the left and burned poor Darkin to the ground. They called him Darkin. Unbelievable. I was seriously nailed straight into his own death with screams of pure agony and torment rang through my speakers. Pixelated blood fell all over my screen, over the screen. Flew. Sorry.
Okay.
As the screen slowly faded to black, I heard a female distorted evil laugh.
Aw, that's too bad. Let's try that again.
Do we have to?
No.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
The black screen went back to the character selection screen. I took a look at the 2 other characters and that seemed a bit nervous. I searched for Darkin in the menu, but he was nowhere to be found. And my mouse pointer scrolled over Shadow. I saw his body quiver with anxiety. Thought maybe picking him wasn't the best choice. So I clicked on Flames. Yeah, let's get rid of the disposable fan characters and just go straight to the canon one. But no, let's save him for last. The screen twitched yet again and skipped to the loading screen on the next stage, Act 101. So it's Sonic 101.
Yeah. Act 101, yeah. This time, the stage took place at an abandoned mansion. Flames appeared a bit unsure of himself. I mean, as would I if I was in the creepypasta. Made him run forward anyway. Oh God, he was joined.
You jerk.
It's.
No, I meant like the player making him run.
Yeah. Hello, the person.
It's my fault.
No.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
Hi.
How dare you subject us to the horrors of bad Zelda There's not even Zelda creepypastas, Sonic creepypastas. Could be reading bad Zelda creepypastas, but no.
Joel cursed us.
Okay,
so how's it going, guys?
It's going
Hello.
great. How's it going with you?
I was supposed to be here like an hour ago. I am a horrible person. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. This is why we're making you repent.
Oh dear, that sounds oddly. Well, let's not say that. Anyway, so I'm seeing on your stream, Creepypasta Casserole Night. I see the link there, but I don't really want to type all that in. So, do you have a link I can click to whatever cringy thing we are going through?
Sure.
Yes, I'll send you the link.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
Okay.
Then I can suffer it properly.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice to meet you, Mr. Suris.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well.
Ah, shit. I clicked on the wrong thing. I clicked on Teletubbies the Truth for 2 seconds.
Wait, what? What? That sounds... The truth. We carved the Teletubbies up to make the Among Us crewmates. The imposters are the real Teletubbies.
Oh no.
Yeah, I've sent you the link there, sir. I mean, no, we all know the real truth about Teletubbies. The fact that the original Teletubbies house is now a because the BBC got sick of people attempting to break into it, so they flooded it.
Oh boy. So
also they brought back Teletubbies as like a fully like animated series, and they've got like babies now and it's now pink instead of blue, and it's kind of upsetting.
Wait, they've got You mean the Teletubbies have
babies?
Children?
Yes.
Wait. Now, okay, so now all of the fucking weird porn makes sense. They do fuck.
You didn't have to say it, Suris. You didn't have to say it.
Everybody was thinking it though. Unless you've got a Teletubby stork, or a Teletubby factory, there's only one way this is happening.
The sun just spits it out. The sun just occasionally spits out Teletubby.
It's a Teletubby factory where your dreams and horrors come true.
No. That's old.
It is.
Animated towers. I mean, Teletubbies was cursed to begin with. Let's be honest. Let's not lie here.
No, like this one's weird. It's like apparently they're like aliens that live on another planet, and like it's apparently a look into the future. It's weird. It's a drug trip essentially.
You know what else is a drug trip?
What?
Drugs.
Okay, but I mean we can stop on crystal.html for a little bit. We can move into the other cursed Tails doll story.
No, we can do. Or we can. I mean, I have to send them the link to that. But I can send you to the.
I will copy this link and send it to you. I'll just put
But
it.
this is the.
Wait, this Tails doll my story. Not Tails doll my story. Excuse me. I meant a close encounter with the Tails doll. Shit.
I still don't understand why the sexual offender man's under the Sonic category.
Me neither. I think it's because it's a troll pasta.
Nice, you have accepted my friend request. I am now friends with you.
That is unfortunate, and I am so terribly sorry.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm
the
the one who should be
second link in the
apologizing.
general chat.
A close encounter with the Tails doll.
So
I know
we're
this.
going with a close encounter with the Tails doll.
Yes.
Gone wrong, gone sexual in 4K HD on youtube.co.uk. It's like...
Yep. Alright. It's like this one's paragraphed really weirdly, I'll just tell you that right now.
It's a Sonic creepypasta. Of course it's really weird.
Yep. Okay. Close encounter with the Tails doll. One late afternoon, I invited some of my friends to play Sonic R. The day became immediately bad.
I can just say right now, if I invited friends over to play Sonic R, that is already creepy. Like that's just not a thing a normal human being does.
Unless you are promising that you are bringing a crap load of alcohol, you know. If your plan is get smashed with your mates,
you just bring everybody in. Okay, guys. We're going to get incredibly drunk and sing Living in the City together while outrunning an eldritch demon. Oh, what? Sorry. I mean, the doll, that thing.
See, it's funny, since the stream has started, I've just had the Sonic R soundtrack on loop in the background for me.
Living in the city,
I'm currently back in time, Regal Ruin.
Yeah. And I started singing, like, City Escape earlier.
I mean, listen to some of the songs
I actually whispered that in the theater when I watched the movie.
That's fair.
Y'all, if you've seen it, you know what part I was doing it at.
I don't remember. I need to watch the movie again.
Where Robotnik's chasing him in the city.
Oh.
I should have played Living in the City, you know, go that classic Sonic City song.
I would have loved if we actually got, like, Sonic Adventure music in the movie, but I understand why we didn't. I'm just glad that we got the freaking like Echidna tribe attacking Sonic.
Yeah,
I know,
and
weird, I'd love to see how that plays into the next movie.
Yeah,
because like I actually pointed at the Echidnas in the theater, and I whispered to my friend because she was sitting right next to me, and this was pre-Corona, so it's just like
hi, Corona.
Yep, this was like those are the Echidnas.
The enchilada people.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. As a distinguished Ken Penders fan, I have to say they're echidnas. Okay?
No, they're not.
They're echidnas. We are going to go read the Susie Lou Chronicle. I can't remember.
Julie Sue.
Julie Sue. There we go. Brain. Fucking. I just restarted our show. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go read the Julie Sue Chronicles right now. With all of these official OCs.
Ew. They all look really weird. The
artwork
looks so bad.
I don't know. I heard that voice like flashback to we're gonna build a wall. I don't know why.
shit.
Something about that voice.
We're gonna build a wall between the classic and adventure era Sonic games. Okay.
And we're gonna make the Shadow fans pay for it.
Edgy the Hedgy is not bringing his best. Okay.
It's because they don't write him right.
He's bringing.
When the
He's
adventure.
bringing clones and androids over.
When the adventure sends over their people, their characters are not sending their best, they're sending their worst.
They're sending pre-Sonic heroes, Vector the Crocodile, okay? We only accept post-heroes, Vector the Crocodile here.
Vector the Crocodile existed pre-Sonic,
Well,
anyway?
Knuckles Chaotix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Knuckles
exactly.
Chaos. Vector the Crocodile's existed since Sonic 1. He was intended to be a character in the sound test in Sonic 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we turned on the Sega Saturn, we were excited for our racing tournament.
Would you have a racing tournament for Sonic R?
Again, if this is like 1997, okay,
It's
maybe
not.
fair enough.
Mario Kart is a thing!
That is true.
It is! But like, as we learned, it's gonna be like 2012 or something.
Yeah, but that's the height of the creepy Tails doll scare, so you could convince anybody to play Sonic R back then. You know?
I opened up my Sega Saturn and there was blood everywhere. Creepypasta over.
Yeah.
It just turned out one of my hemorrhoids had went in the night, but that's not the point.
Tails doll, the story of hemorrhoids. Got it.
Tails, the true story of Tails doll. The reason
Actually,
why
he
there's
can't
blood
sit
in my-
anywhere. He's got hemorrhoids.
That's what Tails
That's
doll,
why he
the true.
floats. He has them on his feet.
Actually, Robotnik, I can't sit anywhere. I've got to go fast.
I've got to go fast to the doctor because I have hemorrhoids.
Okay.
But that's
As we were at the
true story of Tails doll.
As we were at the character select screen, I chose the Tails doll for humor.
Oh,
It's so funny.
peak comedy.
Most
For
of my friends,
humor.
yeah.
All right,
Most of my friends were laughing as they chose Metal Sonic, Metal Knuckles, Mecha Eggman, and Super Sonic.
It's not called Mecha Eggman, it's called Eggman Robo. Let me be the nerd for once.
Wait, hold on. He was playing on a Sega Saturn, which has 4 controller points.
For 5 people.
And his friends were playing Mecha Knuckles, Metal Sonic, Super Sonic, and Eggman Robo. Wait, hold on. Hold on a
That
second.
doesn't.
I need to do some.
That doesn't.
Oh shit.
I need to do some quick maths.
Okay.
Oh,
That I don't-
that-
I'm confused. Wait.
Oh. No, also, I'm saying this now. Do you know who's won this race?
Oh,
The guy who picked Super Sonic.
obviously.
Super Sonic can skip fucking terrain in
Super Sonic is
in
so...
Sonic R.
Yeah,
He's
they
so
had
broken.
they fixed that in the PC port. Like they fixed so many of the issues in the PC port where it's like, yeah, maybe let's make this a vaguely balanced racing game.
Later I won all the races since I was expert at this game.
That's not the point. Somebody had Super Sonic and just skip half the
I
level.
was expert.
I am expert of Sonic game. I am best Sonic player in the entire...
in Sonic R because I found the computer room.
Yes!
I am best race in Sonic R, and Soviet Union is best in Kazakhstan.
We
Yes.
realized time flew by, so my friends left. And
My
they were
penis,
probably
I
never
brought you
going
a
to
real
come
game.
back. Woo!
Mike and Penis, I brought you a real game.
Wait, what?
We realist. That is not how you spell realized, is it? No, it's not.
For context, in one of the trailers for the up and coming Borat movie, there's a bit where he runs into a conference screaming, "Michael Penis, I brought you a real girl." The joke being it's a Mike Pence conference.
Oh, right, yeah.
He screamed, "Michael Penis, I brought you a real girl." He's dressed up as Trump, carrying in this woman that's kicking and screaming.
Oh, God.
So,
Maybe they were Canadian. That's
I feel
why
like
it's spelled realize like that.
I feel like there's a joke there, but but I also feel like it might be a little offensive. So
Yeah, let's
No,
not.
go ahead.
I still.
Well,
I don't care. Your call, it's your channel.
I don't know what the joke is. I feel like there could be a joke there, but I also feel like whatever joke that is probably offensive.
It could be.
For what? This or the Michael Penis thing?
The maybe they're Canadian. That's why they spelled it wrong.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. Sorry.
I still felt like playing video games, so I inserted my Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing disc into my PlayStation 3. You have a PlayStation 3! He
willingly was playing Sonic R when he's got access to Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing.
Yeah, but Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing doesn't have Can You Feel the Sunshine, so...
That is an oversight, yes.
Yeah.
It's a grave oversight.
That's like saying, all right, I was playing my favorite 3D Sonic game, Sonic Jam. My friend over there was playing an inferior clone, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
No, come on, Sonic 3D, come on, like, the actual Sonic 3D, that was actually
Sonic 3D Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic Pinball is the best Sonic game, we all know
Yes.
that, right?
Especially the options music.
The second best is Eggman's Mean Bean Machine.
Yes. Dr. Eggman's Supreme Spook Machine. Me and my friends played a few races online, and a message popped up to my screen coming from a user called Tailsdoll. I opened it.
He got a message on his PS3 from the Tailsdoll.
Yes.
Tailsdoll's moving up in the world, you know. He's done with the shackles of Sega Saturn and crappy emulations on PC and not too good ports. He's finally moved on, guys. He's in HD land now.
I feel like if a Tailsdoll actually like infected somebody's PlayStation 3, I feel like the first thing it should say is "Hello, John." Like no matter who you are, that's the first thing it should say.
Hi,
hello,
yes.
John. Yes, hello,
Hi,
John.
Hello, Tailsdoll.
I'm just reminded of the John McCain and his vegetable friends.
I'm just reminded of the Sonic Garfield combination that was sent to me during a stream. Because I was thinking of the freaking Garfield SCP.
Oh, right,
and
yeah.
And then somebody was like,
2566.
and then somebody was like, what if Sonic and Garfield combined? And then I just saw somebody sent me a picture that was actually Sonic and Garfield combined at that exact moment, completely unrelated. So I showed it on screen and just like, hello, Eggman. I would like my lasagna now. Fast, if you would please.
Just saying hello, John, just freaks me out a little bit there. I was just like,
Hello, John.
Because that is his name.
Yes.
It is pointed out in my chat. It is certainly probably better. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave.
Oh, are we live on your channel as well?
Yes, I actually have the link to
sweet,
your
cool.
channel. I have the link to your channel in the description of this video.
Oh, nice.
We would have had more viewers, but I made a mistake. I was planning on going from Hammered Out to this, and then just like obviously there'd be like a drop off of viewers because more people care about politics than they care about Sonic on my channel.
Fair.
But when I did that, it's like, oh shit, I forgot to hit the record button for Hammered Out, so I only have the VOD, so I have to actually end it and then start a new video. Otherwise, I have to go back and edit the Hammered Out episode.
Oh,
I don't want to do that. I'm lazy.
Ah, right. Anyway.
I love the Eevee and the Bulbasaur you've got in the background. I've just clicked onto your stream that you mentioned that you are also streaming, and I can see your Pokemon in the background.
Yeah, here, I can make it a little easier to see real quick. Boom. There you go. Yeah.
Yee.
Plushies.
I've now invaded your chat as well. I'm now in both chats.
Yeah.
Chatception.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saying.
Let's pop back
okay.
over to the...
I opened it and it said, It's Sade.
It's Sade.
It's Sade.
Thank you. Period outside of the quotation marks. Space. For what? I sent him a message back to this user.
Tails doll. So should we do it where like we read the like we bounce between each other for the individual paragraphs?
Sure.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what we were
there's
doing
a
before.
couple
Okay.
where it wouldn't make sense,
Yeah.
but like, but sure. I sent another message saying that. Oh, sorry. Tails doll then sent another message saying, "You won first place with the Tails doll. I was watching you." I got freaked out for a second, thinking something was watching over us as we were playing Sonic R. Another message from Tails doll saying, "Can you feel the sunshine?" And sent me a friend request, but I didn't accept it because I don't even know who this guy is. Yay, 10 swaps.
But you do know who this guy is. I mean, one, yeah, the tense went from past to present tense.
Yeah,
But you do know who this is. It's Tails doll.
yes, it is.
How can you,
Doll of Tails.
if you are a person in the age of the PlayStation 3 who unironically played Sonic R with your friends, then you have every knowledge of who the Tails doll is and what the implications are. I refuse to believe that there is simultaneously a person who plays Sonic R unironically years after release and also is purely oblivious to the Sonic fandom and its reaction to Tails doll.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe these are the same person.
Well, it could be like, it could be that he thinks that it could be somebody who's just pretending to be the Tails doll, and
Yeah.
could be like a predator or something.
Yeah. But in the context of Creepypasta land, you know?
In the context of Creepypasta land, just assume that it's the big scary thing,
Yeah.
and your life will probably be easier from that point forward.
And here's the thing: the only way that you could, the only way that you could not be unironically play Sonic R and not be aware of that internet status that Tails doll has is by not having internet. And even then, you know,
Yeah, I
you're
looked up
pushing it in some place.
I actually went like in 2012 trying to find the original Tails doll creepypasta because it's like, why are people so scared of this? And I couldn't find anything.
The original, so I think it was there was a creepy gaming channel that I used to watch that went over like a lot of the older gaming creepypastas. And the old Tails doll one wasn't even a scary creepypasta. It was one of those like the blood filled the room kind of creepypastas where like hyper realistic blood was everywhere, like Sonic.exe level
Oh god.
shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and
we made a rule,
it's-
we're not going over Sonic.exe.
Not today, anyway.
Not today.
So it's one of those things where like when you go back and you read it, it's not. I think it's not that it's scary. It's that the community has created an idea of Tails doll that is scary. Because there's some artwork of Tails doll that is outright frightening.
It is.
Yeah,
I
just,
actually drew
like-
some a long time ago.
Um,
It was like all
So-
traditional, so I don't have it anymore.
I mean, I do have you did the traditional drawing of me and me as
I know.
Leon, and I actually have that.
I know. I mean, I lost it. I was like 12 when I drew it.
Fair, but like the fact that there is this community around the Tails doll, I think that's the thing that created that idea that it was scary. But the original story is just like, look at freaking if you look at something like the original Nightmare on Elm Street or the original like Chucky movie,
It's not as scary as people think
They're
it is.
not- they're not scary. They're campy as hell.
They're campy,
But-
but Nightmare on Elm
but
Street
there's the-
was kind of
But there's a
spooky.
community. I mean, it was spooky the first time you viewed it, but it's corny every other time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Except,
so
like,
I think that there's like those communities just grew out of the
Yeah.
idea that
Yeah.
these things must be scary.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddy is scary in all
yeah.
respects, but he
Yeah,
is also
it-
campy.
Yeah. But I mean, when you sort of look at Tails doll as sort of compared to say the other unlockables in that game, outside of Super Sonic, all the other unlockables are robots. You know, you've got Metal Sonic, Mecha Knuckles, Eggman, Robo. Tails doll's a doll. It is a little standout-ish, admittedly, but it's not like, and it moves a bit weird, but it's not scary. It's just a doll that is like of Tails that has like a gem sticking out of its head.
Yeah.
Like,
It
Yeah,
made
what
for a
did you-
really good. It made for a really good asset swap for Sonic Adventure 1. Just drop them all into the freaking hot shelter. Just drop those exact models in their low poly forms in the hot shelter, and just tell Gamma to shoot them.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so, Raven, do you want to read the next paragraph?
I can do, yes.
Yeah, starts with, I sent all my friends a message.
So I sent all my friends a message saying, you see anybody watching us? I got a message from a user called Tailsdoll. He said that he watched me in first place, Tailsdoll. My friends sent back messages saying they don't know, and with a O.O.
I think that's
I think there's a whole lot of like show don't tell in this paragraph.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of telling going on when you could just surmise that whole thing in like 5 words.
Yeah. I searched Tailsdoll's profile, but it said the profile didn't exist. I immediately turned off.
And doesn't. Another tense swamp.
It doesn't exist. I immediately turned off the PlayStation 3 and used my laptop to go on the PSN forums.
Why?
Yeah, you could do that literally via your PlayStation 3.
My question is, why is the first thing like, okay, guys, I got a message from a random person. Instead of, I don't know, shutting off the PlayStation, which is what I would do. Actually, no, I don't even have to say this is what I would do. I can actually speak from experience here, oddly enough. So when I was a kid, like 12 or 13 or so, I had a laptop, and I used to play a lot of RuneScape, a lot of World of Warcraft, but I also used to go to more unscrupulous websites. I had things like LimeWire and stuff like that, so my computer would get viruses. My dad would be the one that anytime I'd go to his house in the summer, he'd be the one that had to clean my computer out because of all the shit that I put on it during the school time. So there was this one virus that I got that was really creepy. If you opened up your internet browser, it would pull up a pop-up message that like it was almost like it was talking to you directly, and it would like insult you and call you names and stuff. And not knowing how these things worked, my brain went, I've been hacked. There's somebody outside my house hacking into my computer trying to fuck with me. That's what my brain went to immediately. As an adult, I look back on that and realize, no, that's literally just a virus that was meant to fuck with me. Because that's what people make viruses to do sometimes.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that at the time. So I can speak from experience that the first thing to do in a situation like this is to freak out, shut your laptop or shut your thing that's showing the message off, and just do something else for a little bit. Like, okay, things have gotten spoopy. I'm going away now. I'm gonna go play Banjo-Kazooie. That was me. That's what I did.
Yeah. PSM forums.
Yes. I made a thread about my message in the account of the Tailsdoll. Users replying said they also got reported getting messages after playing Sonic R with the Tailsdoll.
Lies!
And administered deleted the thread, calling it nonsense.
Because it is.
Wait, he found multiple people who said that they had an encounter with the Tailsdoll, but an administrator deleted one thread, calling it nonsense. That's I like how mixed up this person's writing is.
Yes,
yeah,
and it was also 10 p.m. So I went to the bedroom, turned off the lights, and slept. That is like my immortal level.
Didn't he just have his friends over?
He did.
He just had so this is like, okay, so like you had your friends come over to play Sonic R from school, so it's like what, 4 p.m. or so?
Yeah.
And then from Sonic R, you wanted to play Team Sonic Racing, but you got this message. Now, nowhere in this has it said that the friends went home. It's implied because he had to send them a message, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so
wait
a
second.
I think it does say, yeah, because it mentions
we realized time flew by, so my friends left.
Okay,
the friends have
so
left.
This means that him and his friends unironically managed to have 5 hours worth of fun with Sonic R together. For it to be, because if they get like home from school around 4, so that puts us to 9, and then from like 9 to 9:30, there's the whole PS3 shit, and then the PS3 forums. Okay, now it's probably about 10 o'clock. I get it. This means that unironically, this dude's just loved him some Sonic R with his friends for 5 hours of his life. That is time he is never getting back.
Yeah. But even if you sort of go off sort of the way it used to be for me when I was sort of growing up, it's like, you know, okay, friends come over after school, we play till 5, 6 o'clock, parents chase them off home, and then you decide to play online. And I mean, maybe if these characters are like 12 or 13, maybe there is a novelty to Sonic R that, you know, oh, this is an old game, so maybe there is a genuine sense of unironically playing it. But yeah, so you at 10 o'clock, going to bed at 10 o'clock either implies this character has a mandated bedtime by their parents, or they just don't know how to respond to any form of negative stimuli in their life, so their response is to go sleep, which is something I completely relate to.
Yeah. I mean, my younger brother he can't stay up to watch a movie with us at all. It'd be like 9 o'clock. He's like, well, I'm going to bed.
All I can say to all of this, I'm gonna quote everyone's favorite Universe Prime Dr. Ivo Robotnik.
Yay.
SWATbot, reinsert the hedgehog.
Well, I'm going to quote him from a YouTube
pretty good
poop that I don't know if
impression,
everyone else
actually.
is here. It's like,
That's actually pretty good.
it's time to unleash my body parts and fuck Sonic like a bug.
I think at that point it's like, it's time to unleash my body parts and fuck Sonic like a bug. If you're gonna do the YouTube poop, speak it like you're the YouTube poop.
I know, but I like saying it like it's full sentence.
Sonic is your local drug dealer. He has
Yeah.
all the weed that you need.
Yes.
Ganja, the Mary
also-
J. A Mary J.
Wait a second, so if our Sonic is Scottish, what should Shadow be?
I'm not edgy. What are you talking about?
I mean, when we read Sonic.exe, Sonic ends up being Scottish.
At one point he was Welsh as well.
At one point he was.
Oi, Tails, what the fuck are you doing? Tails, get that screwdriver away from me.
Okay.
I'm Sonic from the Green Hills in the valleys.
Cyrus, do you want to read this next paragraph?
Sure. When I woke up the next morning, I found a little paper saying, Dear Richard, I'm gonna kill your friends and show them that they are fools.
Because killing them will teach them a
Sincerely,
valuable lesson.
people die when they are killed.
Yes.
Sincerely, the doll.
The
There was a
doll!
little blood stain with a doll. Of course there's blood. It can't be a bad creepypasta without blood. Or if it's in a video game, hyper-realistic blood.
Okay, like hyper-realistic. I'm gonna go off on a little tangent. Hyper-realism is a movement in sculpture and photography. You can have a sculpture that's hyper-realistic, you can have a painting that's hyper-realistic. It does not at all pertain to moving images. That would be photorealistic. So Resident Evil 7's graphics are photorealistic. For the most part.
Hyper-realistic blood.
I don't know. You reading that note feels like I'm being threatened by the postal guy. You know?
Like, I saw
Jimmy.
someone praising a story for saying, not once did you
Signed
say
my
hyper-realistic. It's like, oh, that's why 50 Shades of Grey is such a masterpiece, because at no point,
Because it doesn't say hyper-realistic.
because at no
That's
point did Erica Mitchell write the sentence, hyper-realistic cock.
That is the bar you have to clear for good literature. The Bible is now great literature because it doesn't say hyper-realistic.
Hyper-realistic cognizance. I proceeded to undo his pants and saw his hyper-realistic mega cock.
No, you have. I saw his hyper-realistic mega cock. The fucking oh my god! There's a in Game for anybody here who's also a fan of Game Apologist in his Discord. There's a meme that just gets thrown around repeatedly every now and again, where it's just a picture of Shadow the Hedgehog and just goes, "Hey kid, nice cock."
I've seen a dub of that, but instead of it being Shadow the Hedgehog, it was Duke Nukem.
I've seen one of it was like Kronk.
Okay, let me finish
Okay.
this paragraph.
Yes.
I freaked out and threw it in the trash and had a 1,000 miles stare until I'd never blinked. I didn't blink once until I went to school. I ran inside the classroom and screamed to my friends that they will be killed. I screamed
That
to
they
them
will be
all the
killed.
while. I never fucking blinked. Blinking is for pussies.
I'm just imagining, like, you know, the screaming, like, you know, like that, the plankton screaming "my eye" in SpongeBob. I've imagined it like that, you know, with tears running down his eyes.
Jesus. See, hold on. The teacher thought I was the class clown, and I punished I punished me. Of course you punished you. You're writing this story and it's all bullshit. Of course you punished you. I punished me with lunch detention for today. What the fuck is... Okay, hold on. That's not a thing where I come from?
It makes you be Dobby. You have to punish yourself.
Master has given Dobby a hammer. Dobby is sock. Just...
yeah, like, Raven does an amazing Dobby.
Master has given Dobby a shooting device. Dobby is Glock.
Master, why have you given Dobby your cum sock?
Master has given Dobby a sock for cleaning. The sock is sticky.
But yeah, lunch detention, that's a thing. They just keep you away from everyone else during lunch.
Is this an ad for Grammarly?
Yeah, this is an ad for Grammarly. So is reading BGR's blog, but that's also a blog. That's also an advertisement for feminism.
BGR has an editor, we believe.
Yeah, he says he does.
Maybe. BGR says Larry says there is in fact an editor somewhere that he has talked to at least half of one time.
I mean,
I would love to believe it's his wife who's purposefully trying to screw him over.
I mean, Greg claims that he has an editor, but...
Yeah, but that's Kai, and doesn't do a very good job.
Okay. While you guys do the next two ones, I am going to grab a food from the kitchen real quick. Should take me 2 minutes.
Sure. Okay. At lunch detention, one of my peers said that they heard of the tail stall after I told them my encounter with it. Yeah, they heard it from you. What made me get chills in my spine was number 15 Burger King foot lettuce. Sorry. He told me I'm the tail stall's vessel, meaning that I pleased the tail stall by playing as him in Sonic R. The moment after he said that, the fire alarm rang and we evacuated the school. Smoke was coming from the third floor, and it was a real fire. I mean, the clue was in the smoke. It was coming from my classroom.
If you only ever had one, like, real fire at school, it was... Yeah.
Okay.
It was funny. Somebody set Angel Delight on fire. I don't even know how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I guess I'll read the next two, because, yeah.
Next sentence.
I came... Sorry, I apologize. I came home early due to the fire. Not due to. Due to the fire. I told my parents about the fire, but not the tail stall.
Obviously.
My father told...
me that my uncle and my cousins are coming. Luckily, my uncle was a retired veteran. Veteran of what? Like, army veteran?
He was a veteran of the console wars, of course.
Or a veterinarian. He'll neuter tails.
He was a veteran of he was a 10,000-year veteran of the Long War. Wait, no, this is not Warhammer.
So I might have some protection from the tail stall for now. A few hours later, I told my cousins the entire story, and they didn't believe me, saying it was a good, scary story. It's not. But this is reality. Well, there goes gravity.
Suddenly, my cell phone was ringing, and it was my friend saying he was having a party. I got permission from my parents, and I headed off to my friend's house. I got there, we had a great time fooling around, eating like hell, and watching fights of drunken men.
Wait, are these drunk men fighting on the street?
Wait, they're either watching drunken people fight on the street, or they're actually living in the timeline where they can watch bum fights without feeling like horrible people. Wait, no, actually, this person plays Sonic R unironically. Never mind.
Yeah. I was just imagining there were two dudes that got drunk and then they started punching each other.
He was actually watching the Jeff the Killer fight in real time.
Yes.
After a while, the doorbell rang. The music was so loud we couldn't hear it, so the doorbell rang continuously until I noticed the sounds and opened it.
Wait.
It was my older brother, and he joined the party.
He couldn't hear it. So
Until
when
he
he
could
noticed
hear it.
the sounds,
He couldn't hear it until he could.
Oh, I'm not deaf
it
anymore.
mattered until it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, presuming this takes place in America and not sort of where I live in the world, which means which means houses aren't so tightly packed, and there's like generally some kind of space around it. You just go around the back and just shout,
Mm-hmm.
Just be like where I live. I don't have a doorbell because that would require me buying one, and I don't have that kind of money.
No.
It's not taking place in a typical like suburban, sort of like American sort of just go around, like I mean where I live. I mean I live in a flat currently, but my home where I grew up was a terraced house. If you want to go around the back, if you couldn't go through the house, you go all the way around the street.
All right.
Okay. So I guess I've got the next part.
Next paragraph.
I had a sleepover at my friend's house since it was too late to go home. Is it weird, like with like a pseudo Shadow the Hedgehog voice?
No, it's
I
fine.
had a sleepover, Sonic.
I had a sleepover.
No, it's
You're
okay.
a hedgehog around here. I woke up at 5 a.m. that morning and found a doll that looks like the Tails doll. I proceeded to reinsert it because that's what you do when you have ultimate power.
Oh my god.
Since I find no interest in dolls, except the one doll that I really liked because I played it in a video game I unironically love.
I thought you were about to go darker.
I only...
Except for the one that I put my penis in.
God damn it. I gave it to my little sister when I got home.
That's horrible.
God damn it. Okay, so this is the bad thing about using this voice, because now my brain is going, hey kid, nice cock, and also I handed my little sister this doll. And the two things are not combining well.
Also, if this is the Tails doll, he just gave it to his sister. That's like a death sentence.
Yeah,
my guard was down, thinking that the doll conspiracy was finally over. Wait, it just fucking started.
Yeah,
it just started.
He spent the past few days, a week or two, freaking
Conspiracy.
fuck out of this bloody doll, right? The second the doll turns up, he doesn't go, oh shit, maybe it's true. He goes, I'll give that to my sister.
It's like, oh no, I'm so scared of this Tails doll. Here's one. Here you go, sis.
I read my dad's newspaper, which is not a thing I normally do, but this time I decided to fucking do it. And then I jumped out of my chair when I saw the headlines. It read, "Fire started in Eisenhower Middle School by unknown entity. 3 injured." This unknown entity sounded like the How? By what metric? By what metric did it sound like the Tails doll?
Entity. What is this, the National Enquirer?
And here's the thing, like, if it was if they could confirm enough that this was a deliberate act of arson, they would report it as by an unknown person or like an unknown, assailant. They wouldn't say unknown entity like
has to be an entity. It's an eldritch abomination.
It's Absathoth.
Yeah, it's like, the Yathotep didn't pop up with his tinderbox and say, mate, I'm going to have a bit of a scrap on and light your school on fire. I
just got fan art sent in of this. Hold on.
God.
I have to grab this.
Like I said, I'm never getting fan art, and that's fine.
Hold on.
I technically have drawn you fan art of Stickman.
Oh, right, yes. I meant, like, of anything else that we've done. I mean, you also missed, like, my story, like Tails Doll my story, with like blood was all over the floor, and to this day my feet ache and are sore.
To this day my feet ache and are sore.
Yes, because the Tails Doll attacked his feet.
I got Tails Doll fan art of just Tails Doll. Hey John. Hello John.
I can see it on your stream, yeah.
Hello John. It's going right up here. So if anybody needs to know what we're doing. Hello, John.
Okay, so is this part of the, is this part of Hammered Out gonna stay on? Stay up?
So, hold on. So this is not Hammered Out still. I ended that stream and started a new one.
Oh.
So this will likely, I'm either going to put it on my gaming channel, or I'm going to start another secondary thing where I post like Sonic shit. Because on my channel, I'm actually doing live readings of the Archie comic right now. But those don't have anything to do with my main channel. So when they're done being read on the live stream, I'm probably going to throw those over to whatever that side project is. It might be the gaming channel. I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
But yeah, this is fun. I actually just jumped over and I saw it. Nice.
Hello, John.
Hello, John.
It's what I do, John. It's what I do, John. It's what I do.
I sounded a bit like Creepypasta for a minute. Blah.
This unknown entity sounded like the Tails doll.
How?
And I became paranoid once again. I decided to be a temporary paperboy. Okay, wait. Is this about a middle schooler or somebody with a midlife crisis?
A middle schooler.
I decided to be a temporary paperboy to end my boredom after breakfast. Yeah, that's
not how it works.
I just decided I went. Let's take this. I went to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and I just decided today I will be an paperboy. And when I went into the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, they said, "Okay, only for today because you're bored and you've already had breakfast. You can be a paperboy today."
So I saw the Sun had this belted article out about Princess Diana being a slut, and this belted article about how Johnny Depp's a coward for letting a woman beat him. And this kid walks in and he says, "Oh, you want to be a paperboy?" And I say, "I spread this tabloid bullshit all around town, mate."
And he goes, "Absolutely. Did you know that the unknown entity was actually the Tails doll?"
And he said, "I knew it."
Source, dude, trust me.
Suddenly the next headline in the Sun: Johnny Depp is Tails doll.
Tails doll, scissor hands.
Well, I mean, according to the last story, he pretty much would have scissor hands.
Yeah.
Because after all, blood was all over the floor.
I guess I will read.
Oh, I was gonna do that, but okay.
Well, but this is one of my favorite lines in this whole thing.
Sure,
That's
okay.
why I wanted to. An hour later, all the papers were delivered. What, did you live in a place with,
delivered?
Were they delivered? Sorry. Sorry, I apologize. See, I have dyslexia. My dyslexia is correcting the spelling mistakes. And this is a very common thing whenever we do this.
It happened in my Immortal as well.
Yes, I kept correcting grammar mistakes because my dyslexia kind of hit a Stack Overflow and yeah. An hour later, all the papers were delivered, and the days after were quite casual with no school.
Motherfucker, you would have been sent to another school.
I checked the mailbox for letters of my classmates. Stumbled upon the envelope, which is quite unusual. Well, judging for the fact it took them, an hour to deliver all the papers in town, there was no school, which implies they're probably too far away from another school. Maybe this guy,
I'm just curious, if a fire started in the school, how is it just so it's perfectly functional the next day, basically? And I thought when he said I was going to be a temporary paperboy to end my boredom after breakfast, I thought this was going to be like a super temporary thing. No, dude literally just went and got himself a fucking job. I thought that was allegory, but no, it was actually just bad writing.
And this guy must live in one of those
and he was just like, "Oh no, this Tails doll is after me. Better become a paperboy."
Yeah, they must live in these rural villages in Yukon and Canada or Alaska, you know. Mm-hmm. but yeah, the other envelope was quite unusual. I ripped it open with curiosity, and it was from your secret killer. It read, "My dear friend, I know where you live.
Because I wrote you a letter.
I will not kill your friends, but I will burn their houses instead for even more suffering. Will you play with me?
Bring me my opium.
Bring me my opium, child." I ran to the nearest trash can and threw it away and attempted to clear my mind.
Okay,
the nettles feel great against my skin. I'm feeling massive salad finger vibes from that voice.
There's somebody in your chat that's spamming an awful lot, by the way.
Let's see. What are they doing?
Oh, is that Nightbot? Or... Oh.
No, somebody's being weird.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, person spamming. Do you know what we do? Do you know what happens to children who don't know how to behave? They go into timeout. Welcome to timeout.
I go into the forever box, but only temporarily.
Uh-oh, you made a fucky wucky. Now you get in the forever box.
Sorry, I've just realised every single track in Sonic R starts with the letter R.
Oh.
Like every single racetrack.
Huh. Okay. Anyway, I mean, it's just like, my dear friend, I know where you live because I wrote you a letter. And just explaining this to Sarah, that voice, whenever we pull that out in a story, that usually means that character is addicted to opium. That's kind of like a joke that we have going on.
We had a joke where it was somebody. It was supposed to be
a
set in the
laughing
Victorian.
jack.
That was, but it was the one that was set in the Victorian age, and I played the mother, and I kept making jokes about the fact that I needed opium for my gout.
I'm going to ask the Prince of Wales for opium.
Boy, give me my opioids for my gout.
Philip, tell the Chinese man I need Hong Kong back because I need my opium.
Oh my god.
Wait, no, we got it from India.
Tell
Tell the Indians I need their country back. I need my opium.
yeah.
Philip.
And he like threw away the message from his secret killer, and just got rid of the evidence. Late that night, several fire trucks came through several houses, and I realized that letter was actually telling the truth for once, as opposed to all those letters full with lies.
Wait. When have the letters been full of lies previously established?
When they're from Donald Trump. I mean,
quite frankly, we won this election.
He actually sends letters to my dad.
I get fucking emails from Trump and his campaign.
I do too, but we also get physical, like, paper letters, and I go through them with a red pen, and I mark all the grammar mistakes. It's quite funny.
Vote in crayon.
I don't have the time nor the crayons to explain to our president that he can't be a fascist dictator.
Mm-hmm. I have been giving him, like, F's and saying, see me after class. Because I do want to be a teacher. But, like...
Is Willie the Orca the Prince of Wales?
Yes, school reopened the next day. Must not have been a very bad fire. And what happened last night made it to Fox News that morning.
It was on the Tucker Carlson show. We talked about
Obviously, the fire was started by liberals.
started by Hunter Biden.
The Tails doll. For everyone who doesn't know, right? Let's say hypothetically, for the sake of argument, the Tails doll existed, okay? And hypothetically, for the sake of argument, if the Tails doll did exist, it would be a communist. Why? Because, well, the Tails doll doesn't need food, okay? So it doesn't actually need to earn money. So it's obviously a communist. It has to be a communist. It can't anything. So it's and it's a murderer. You know who else were murderers? Communists. Only ever communists. Tails doll is a liberal and also a communist.
And also
a friend
gay
of mine
and trans
who does
and everything else
really
that Ben
good.
Shapiro doesn't understand.
Yeah, I've got a friend of mine that does a really good Ben Shapiro impression, but he always just will say, if you say let's say, or hypothetically in a sentence, he goes off on this tangent about Ben Shapiro appearing at your house at 3 o'clock in the morning, T-posing above your bed.
If you say, the legend goes, if you say, let's say, for the sake of argument, hypothetically, 3 times in the mirror, Ben Shapiro will appear before you and explain to you that it's not okay for you to have a wet-ass pussy. His doctor wife told him so.
Wow, he's going to be really disappointed when he finds out that pussies are supposed to get wet during sex. When the girl's enjoying it.
He doesn't know what it means to have a girl
It's not like his
enjoy
wife
things.
would have known it. It's not like his wife would understand that, and I feel bad for her.
Hypothetical.
A little bit.
Also, the other interesting about Ben Shapiro was when he's losing a debate, you never see this, but when he's losing a debate, he unhinges his jaw and swallows his opponent.
He's a cobra. So he's eaten quite a few dicks.
Have you seen the video about like Ben Shapiro talking about people should sell the houses and move further inland or whatever if they're so concerned about global
Who are they going to
warming?
sell them to, Ben? Fucking Aquaman!
Yes, I love that video.
Alright, late that night. Okay. School reopened the next day, and as I entered the classroom, I thought it was the ass room.
It was.
That's
When
what
I
we
came
call
to
the sex.
school,
What we call the
everybody was.
sex ed class.
When I came into school, everybody was paranoid, just like me. And when school was over, as I walked home, I found a paper saying, "I will see you, Richard," on the sidewalk. Then I believed this Tails doll was actually real.
He literally gave the Tails doll to his sister.
Yeah.
How can he argue it's not? Also,
I think
can
that
just
she
say,
stopped existing after that paragraph.
This person, I don't believe they have a grasp on what is or isn't real because they, as a child, unironically both play Sonic R and watch Fox News.
Yes, they do.
I see you, Dick. Sorry, I just wanted to have an excuse to crack out the voice.
How does one get Dick from Richard?
Ask him nicely.
Okay.
But nah, it's like it's a long story. I don't know all of the I don't remember all the details, but whatever.
I ran as fast as I can.
You ran as fast as you could.
When I stopped, I saw fresh blood dripping from down a storm drain. Of course.
And you knew it was fresh because you
Fresh.
tasted it.
It's fresh. It tasted like strawberry jam. So I knew the blood had been fresh.
Yuck.
When I find not fresh blood, the first thing I do is look at it and say, "I found you, faker."
And every time I hear somebody talk about blood, I just think of the game Blood, like that Duke Nukem style shooter with the main character called Caleb. That was quite fun.
Yes. Anyway, let's keep going.
Oh yeah, that is true. It wasn't hyper realistic. Good creepypasta.
I suddenly became sick and disgusted by this horrific sight. You mean fandom.com? Because me too, my buddy, me too.
Mm-hmm.
I ran even faster, and was
Gotta go
inside
fast.
my home, and I locked the door tightly. Anyway, something Ben Shapiro also doesn't know anything about. Something was poking on me. Oh God, the timing on that.
Ben Shapiro?
Somebody has to destroy you with facts and logic.
So hypothetically, if I destroyed your tiny asshole with facts and logic,
With my massive facts and logic.
You need massive bear cock.
What if I destroyed your asshole with facts and logic and me massive bear cock?
I'm gonna destroy your fucking asshole with me massive bear cock.
I'm gonna destroy your fucking liberal asshole. Massive facts and logic bear cock.
Something was poking on me, so I turned to poking on me. If it's poking on you, it's probably your dick. That's called puberty, my friend. It's natural. Nothing was there. Okay, so it's Ben Shapiro natural. Got it.
Are you saying Ben Shapiro didn't go for puberty? Or?
No, I'm saying Ben Shapiro feels that he has a penis, but when he looks down, he goes, "Oh, that's right. I still can't see it."
It's like a clit with testicles.
You just described Ben Shapiro in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Overly sensitive, but oddly strong in the face of abuse. I ran upstairs. Checkmate, liberals. If I'm a pussy and pussies can take a beating.
Checkmate, liberals. I'm the snowflake now.
Yep. He is.
I ran upstairs to my room. The door locked for no reason. Nothing was inside. The lights went out for no reason. How is the author omniscient?
Omnipotent.
This omniscient author knows that the lights went out for no reason. It should be no discernible reason, right? Like they didn't know, but no, it's written as if they know for a fact there was no reason.
And you know what? Like this is why I never use a third person omniscient sort of viewpoint for writing. I use third person limited.
I heard loud footsteps coming from the stairs. A red light appeared. The lights turned on. It was the Tails doll. Wait.
You need to put extra emphasis on the doll. It's got 2 exclamation points.
It was the Tails doll. I'm so confused. Like, wait. The lights went on, and it was the Tails doll. There's some context missing. Where was the Tails doll? Where did you look? You heard loud footsteps. A red light appeared. Then the lights turned on. It was the Tails doll. No, it should be the red light appeared, which would be the thing above his head. It was the Tails doll. But no, instead, the sentence is structured in such a way that the lights turning on is the Tails. Whenever I flick my fucking lights on in my room, I just flick. Thank you, Eldritch Abomination, for giving me light.
I just imagine the Tails doll was like T-posing.
Tails doll was T-posing in front of my house. It was ready to destroy me with facts and logic.
It told me in a demonic voice.
Wait, can I read this one, please?
Oh,
yes.
Go on,
It told me in a demonic voice, I will show you the error of your ways. It took out a knife, but turned around and floated outside. When I read that, I imagine it like bobbing clumsily out like a balloon.
Just like clattering itself off everything as it goes past the knife, slamming against like the wall and making a hollow noise.
That's kind of cute. I closed my eyes in horror as it was killing innocent people. It came back saying, are you happy knowing you can feel the sunshine? It got a huge machete and was ready to kill me as well. I locked the door. So you locked herself in with the Tails doll.
Yeah, it just says he locked the door and he dropped down from the window. So he locked the door to keep the Tails doll out, but that context isn't given.
Yeah.
With luck.
Until the next fucking paragraph.
With luck, I landed on the ground.
I mean,
Man, that was lucky.
Yeah. God. Yeah, you gotta...
He didn't jump out the window and suddenly turn into a bird.
Suddenly it starts falling upwards.
I mean, after all, it was Tuesday.
The Tails doll was furiously slashing at the door. A piece of the door flew out of the window. The doll's dark eyes were glaring at.
I just imagine it now with like fuzzy, angry eyebrows.
And it almost hit me. It found a chainsaw.
Just found it.
And told me it was doing a sacrifice. I jumped through the numerous fences, but it was too fast. It
so he
has
wasn't
a
jumping
slight...
over them.
In fact,
he was jumping through them.
Through numerous fences, but it was too fast. It had a slight cut from the chainsaw.
Dripping with
the Tails
blood.
doll, the fences, the sky.
Yeah, what is it? What is the noun here that
know.
it is referring to?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I don't know.
Dripping with blood, I ran through the alleyway. It floated
Wait, are
straight.
you dripping with blood, or is the chainsaw dripping with blood?
It's obviously the alleyway is dripping with blood.
Yes.
It's a creepypasta. Hyper-realistic blood is everywhere.
Yeah.
It floated towards me, trying to slice me before it was going to kill me. I found a wooden cross and shoved it in front of him.
Oh yeah, where did you find this wooden fucking cross, Timothy?
In the words of the Texasist, go on, get.
He burned like it was a bomb and exploded.
It burned like it was a bomb and exploded. I limped my way back home with the chainsaw and told my siblings an unbelievable story. Hey, did you know I play Sonic unironically and actually enjoy it? And they went, wow, that's unbelievable.
Wait, hold on. He told them an unbelievable story, but it didn't describe what unbelievable story.
Yeah,
moreover,
this one.
Wasn't he at his home and the Tails doll cornered him, pulled out a knife, walked away from him, started just stabbing everyone, came back, pulled out a machete randomly, and then he locked it. So he had to go back home and tell his siblings that this happened. His siblings, who I would assume are very stabbed at this point.
I like the idea. That,
you don't say.
When he returns back with a knife, he goes, You see this knife? And the person goes, yeah, I see that knife. He goes, you call that a knife? Oh, this is a knife.
It's just like, yeah, I saw it. It went into my body like 50 times. Take me to a hospital, Richard.
You call that a knife?
Yes.
No, that's a spoon. I think you played knife and spoony before.
You call that a knife, Larry? This is a knife.
I'll pull out my
That's a
knife.
spoon. I feel strangely threatened.
It's not that big, but you have seen it. It's the one with the spear tip.
Yes, I'm intimidated by women with large knives. I'm intimidated by women.
Yes.
I'm just intimidated.
Wait, are we still just talking about Ben Shapiro right now?
Okay, the next story is Shadow's Little Helper.
Oh, this is good. Yes.
I'm gonna let Growlithe in real quick, and I'll
Sure.
be right
Puppy.
Got a dog? We're getting a doggo?
Yes, the doggo. Growlithe is his doggy. Oh, this is a wall of text. It's very small. But yeah, anyone asking in the chat, my knife is a Smith & Wesson.
Oh, no, I know gun companies that also make knives, but just...
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got
My friend-
Axel's knife, not Axel's, I've got Leon's knife gun.
a friend of mine has a Glock, and by a Glock, I mean a Glock knife. Glock.
Yeah.
A long pupper, a good pupper. I'm gonna be very upset if I don't get to see a pupper.
Like Swall Leonhardt, I've got a gun knife, but no, my knife was just made by the Smith & Wesson company.
Wait, I'm back. What would people be disappointed they didn't get to see? I'm confused.
I wish to see the pupper.
Oh, then Growlithe, come here. Growlithe, come here, girl. Come here.
Lord, not long. Oh, I'm sorry.
Lord.
Lord pupper. I've got to wait for it to appear on the streams. Your actions. Oh, it's adorable.
Large puppo.
Large.
I remember when she was just a tiny thing.
Hello, Growlithe. How you doing? You doing okay? Are you here to cringe like me?
Oh, is that a cat as well?
Yeah. That's
a
Yumi.
cat. See. Look at you out here with all of the pets.
Yes, he does. Anyway, alright, Shadow's Little Helper. This is a wall of text.
Well, the dog is not happy at that.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we live out in the woods, so she hears, like, every little animal that skirts by and just goes, it's an invader.
It's the Tails doll.
Okay, so you said Shadow's Little Helper. I'm clicking this. Let's see. There is no text on this page. What?
There's a lot of text on this page.
It shows nothing for me.
Oh.
Yeah, here. This is what I see on mine.
1 second. I'll share my screen.
I'm obviously waiting for the stream to catch up on your end so I can see.
Alright. Here we are.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Why is there no text on that page?
It's on here for me.
Yeah, it's on there for me as well.
So, like, if you go into Discord and there's my screen.
Yeah.
No, but that one that you send doesn't link text. So hold on, let me...
That's weird.
Do you know why? It's because it doesn't recognize the dots at the end. That's why. If you just put in the URL, if you just put in the 3 dots that are in the thing, it'll crop up. That's why. It doesn't recognize the dots in the link.
Gotcha. There we go.
Yep.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's a bit odd, but hey, now we know.
Hi, Yumi. Do you want to
Alright.
cringe with me? She's gonna be a little cringe.
Okay. Shadow's Little Helper. I can't take it anymore. Well, I can't take it anymore. He controls me. With 2 L's. To be fair, when I was 13, I didn't know how to spell control either. And I can't stop it. He is pure evil. This all started the day I got a Nintendo GameCube from my friend as she didn't want it.
But that has the best game on it of all time, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
That is actually a pretty good game.
It's starting to show its age now, though. It really is.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's aging like fine wine. What, you want to fucking fight about it?
No, I mean, like, I'd love to see it remastered.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah, but like fine wine, it's a little hard to stomach at first.
Yep.
And also didn't get herself Wind Waker or Twilight Princess.
Growlithe.
Oh, I see what the problem is. She got Eternal Darkness and didn't know what to do with it. Didn't realize the gem she had on her hands.
Baby's first game. I played Eternal Darkness first. Don't all video games mess with your volume controls and or your video controls?
No. If you start losing your sanity, it does.
Or you play Metal Gear Solid 1, to be fair.
Oh yeah, Psycho Mantis.
You've been playing Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah. Alright, it came with a Shadow the Hedgehog game. Just one of the many Shadow the Hedgehog games. He's had so many.
It just has the words written in Sharpie, apparently.
I asked her about the game as it had no cover art on it, and it was replaced by some masking tape with the word, the words, Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's Weath. It's Weath. Weath the words.
I can confirm Shadow the Hedgehog was on GameCube. I decided to go
Yes, I own it.
See, I owned it on PlayStation. I didn't know anybody who owned it on GameCube. So.
I do.
I still own my GameCube copy. I just don't know if it works.
Mine works.
My
I know
PlayStation 2 copy works still. And then, it has the return of the best area of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, Pumpkin Hill.
I mean, that's the best music to troll Tommy McMurtry with.
There's a 10-hour loop of it.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. Fucking.
Yep. Written on with Sharpie. But as it turned out, she had moved, and I didn't know the number, but now I know why. Yeah, she moved.
Shouldn't there be
and she
like
didn't want to talk to you ever again.
Shouldn't there be like a comma or a semicolon in there somewhere?
There should be.
That's a fucking run-on sentence.
It is. Anyway, I put the game into the console and started it, and it started up fine. Open parentheses, space. I had known what it looked like as I played it round my friend's house, in parentheses.
Oh god, this is like freaking this is like early Archie comics writing where every single word has like an apostrophe before it and it's all words are truncated so that they can sound more cool. We don't like your kind round here. Sides. Why would we let you here, Knuckles? I'm just like, wait, hold on. I'm pretty sure at least one of you can speak a full word instead of apostrophizing it.
I know, it's
That's
weird.
What this reminds me of.
But once I had got into the intro where Shadow says the name haunts him and he faintly remembers Maria without a capital, the background was a little weird.
Maria.
Weirder than normal.
Sorry guys, I very, very quickly changed the soundtrack on my end to be "I Am All of" on until we're done with Shadow the Hedgehog.
I actually had that downloaded to my iPod when I was 13.
Because
I was edgy.
We're done talking about Tails doll, so I can finally get rid of. And I just need to listen to "I Am All of Me" on.
Brave-hearted hero.
I am all I am, all I am. Yeah, that's obvious, but anyway.
People are talking about Sonic boob armor in my chat now. Oh dear.
You know what? You can show like one of my favorite examples of great boob armor.
I was just gonna say, just like, isn't it weird how Rouge the Bat's costume in Sonic Adventure 2 and almost every other game looks like something a spy might wear because it's obviously made out of like leather or polyester. But then when you play Sonic Heroes, it looks like she's wearing fucking plate mail.
Yeah.
She looks like she's wearing fucking plate mail armor. Just like, I'm pretty sure that might have helped you survive a couple of shots from Omega. But you weren't planning on getting shot with a gun today, so I'm still confused.
Yeah, like, my big thing is, like, a character that was designed earlier in had her design changed before her own game. I'll show you in the chat, like in the Discord general. Alright, so this was Fury's
Fury
original
from
design.
Darksiders?
Yep. This was her original design.
I like how you say you put it in general and then you put it in announcements. Announcement, please look at this person.
Sorry.
Nah, it's your server, do what you want.
Yep, I'm putting it in general now.
Just point out that, like, if the boob armor conversation moves into discussing literal deadly sins or gods, I'm pretty sure they can just
Oh no, Lust was
themselves
totally
to-
covered up.
like,
And
couldn't they just
androgynous.
couldn't they manifest themselves to look however the fuck they want armor be damned?
Yes.
Like, they're gods.
But like
Yeah.
Lust himself is like Lust themselves is actually a lot more like ethereal and
Yeah.
more like about desires and not just sex.
Yeah. I feel like one of the best ways to depict a god of any sort of lust or sexual desire is to have them look like the person who's looking at them would want them to be like.
Well, that's how Evelyn is in League of Legends. That's actually how she functions. Like, she's not like a god of lust. She's more just she's an
Yeah.
eldritch character who
Yeah.
gains all of her sustenance from people's suffering.
Yeah.
And people's suffering is heightened when their pleasure is heightened. So a natural way of managing that was just to look like a sexy man or a sexy lady. And in her lore, she looks like either, depending on who the fuck is seeing them.
Yeah. But like in the general chat, this was how she originally was meant to look.
Yeah.
And then they changed it when Joe Mad left because they couldn't really use his design.
It's Ken Penders all over again.
Well, no, it's more like they felt it wouldn't really fit with what they were doing. Plus, like, it didn't really fit her character at that time. So
Fair.
This is what they decided to go with, and I think this one works better.
There was an old Lord of the
That
Rings
it's a lot more
comic.
fun to draw.
There was an old Lord of the Rings comic that was out at one point and, like, it didn't do too well, but one of the things is there's one of the characters in Lord of the Rings, a woman that pretends to be a man. I can never remember her name. But when they'd shown her off in the comics, they'd shown her off in this quite skimpy, slightly like quite sexualized armor. But when they realized, wait, no, she's supposed to be pretending to be a man, when they actually introduced the other people from that thing, they all had sexualized armor. They just stuck to it. I just thought it was quite funny.
Then there's also Uriel, who is also covered head to toe.
From
also Darksiders.
Mm,
The first one and the second one, she doesn't show up again.
gotcha.
And, like, she's a boss battle, actually. And is the only one to actually kill one of the horsemen.
Oh my god, why is she just going at it? Jesus
have
Because
no
Tail
idea.
Girl's outside. He's coming for you in real life.
Anyways,
We have digressed massively because people are talking about boobage.
yes.
Look how
I had got to the intro where Shadow says the name haunts him, blah blah blah. The sky was darkened and the grass that was once green and alive was yellow gold-ish and dead. Just yellow patchy grass. You know, grass can look orange in the right light.
Yeah. Shadow spoke with a fairly distorted voice too, not as in two, as in toes, as to. I thought it was a stupid glitch as the game was pretty old, but it wasn't. I started playing through Westopolis, and I, lowercase, could see that there were no gun soldiers or black aliens. Don't you mean those
I don't like the way you said black.
those black creatures?
Oh no.
Oh,
Then I went on to the next level.
Oh, you might want to wait, 'cause I think he's went to go see what the dog is screaming at.
Yes. But yeah, like, this is fun.
Tell you what though, like as much as Shadow the Hedgehog wanted to take itself seriously, where you've got the fighting aliens both look quite realistic, you know. One of the things with Shadow was the fact that you had like Sonic and Shadow, and like Sonic and Shadow, like you couldn't take. They look so out of place when you've got this realistic looking world of like humans battling aliens and Shadow the Hedgehog. But the other part of the game that really took the immersion out of me was Eggman's introduction and the ruins.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, where you're going through these ruins of these ancient civilizations, watching the humans and the aliens battling it out, and then Eggman appears out of fucking nowhere with his brightly coloured fleet and starts shelling everybody. It's like, what? You know?
Huh? Anyway,
you know what I mean?
Is back. Or my stream is really behind. Nope, he's still gone. Shit.
So I will say this. There is sorry, I'm having to bounce up and down because like I'm trying to get Growlithe to stop barking so much because I don't want to just have to have her outside while I'm streaming when it's winter.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like get her. Hey, calm the fuck down. But no, if you want to talk about out of place Sonic characters at all before we get back on topic, I'm just going to go ahead and say the most out of place Sonic characters have ever been in my recollection was the Iron Invasion in the Archie comics.
Yeah.
That is one of the most out of place where Sonic characters have ever been to me. It's like, oh, this is literally a Power Rangers villain, like fucking sexually seducing Snively. There's Sonic people fighting her.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
No, but just in terms of games, like I feel like if Eggman had more style he had in Sonic 06, where he was more realistic, it would have worked better in the narrative sort of sense of Shadow. But having these humans and aliens battling it out, and suddenly you've got these dinky little orange egg robots, with their lances and shields punching aliens, where you've got realistic human soldiers and mechs fighting off this alien invasion, Yeah,
and if only the humans could actually, like, fight on Shadow's side and they weren't just, like, shooting him, even when he's trying to do the good missions. Like, if they see him knocking out the Black Arms, and they're like, oh, he's on our side.
Isn't it so weird that in Sonic 06, Shadow finally just starts working for Gun?
It is weird.
All the shit they put him through.
Yeah.
That's why I like to think that Shadow the Hedgehog's non-canon.
Well, I could understand why in the premise of Shadow the Hedgehog, Gun probably is opposed to Shadow, because the wider narrative structure of that sort of era of games, where Shadow is the creation of the scientist and the child they shot. Let's remember, Gun killed the child.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Never forget that they've engaged in filicide.
Yes. Never forget that he killed a little sick girl.
Yes, but also
he
let's
was
just
dying of AIDS.
Well, NIDS.
Yeah, which was the in-universe AIDS.
Yeah,
essentially. Yes.
Yeah, and mind you as well, one of the best bits of Shadow the Hedgehog was where you've got like the Black Doom commanding his army, and then you got the I forgot what the military bloke was called that was in charge of Gun, like ordering the. You never actually see him out on the field in any missions though.
Yeah, and he has heterochromia because one eye's brown, one eye's blue. That obviously represents good and evil.
I fucking hate how heterochromia. Speaking as somebody with heterochromia, I hate when it's used in like anime or anything like that, because every single time there's this like super unique character and they're unique because they've got heterochromia, and I'm just like, but you guys keep doing this. You guys keep making these unique characters and they've got heterochromia. Just like, wait, that if you keep doing this, it's like saying my character's unique because they can fire energy blasts from their hands post Dragon Ball Z era. This stopped being unique a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just
back
like,
to the creepypasta.
Yes. It was pretty weird. Then I went on to the next level. All through the level, Shadow kept having these flashback about Maria's death. Just one. Continuously.
These flashback.
Yeah.
I mean, you do watch a child get shot in that game. Like, that's, that game pulled no punches.
It doesn't, but you don't actually see her get shot. You
see
her and then bang, you just hear the gunshot, and you hear Shadow shout Maria, so it can be inferred that she got shot.
I mean, it's fairly obvious she got shot. Like, it's not even that they infer it; they pretty much confirm it.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious, and it was told to us in Sonic Adventure 2.
Like, we already knew. Can I also just point out that it's really fucking weird that Maria's age went down by about 5 years from Sonic Adventure 2 to Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah,
Yep.
It was weird.
She fucking de-aged like hell. It was weird.
Why'd they make her look like Alice in Wonderland?
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
Generic, innocent-looking girl design, though, innit?
Yeah. Oh, blonde girls are always super innocent. I always hated that as like a girl growing up with like darker hair, constantly seeing like the dark-haired girls being bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
In
there's
older
always
media.
like Harley Quinn.
I know, but it's
But
just
that's
like
not
older
older
media.
media.
Like I watch like I Dream of Jeannie and stuff like that. And she had a sister who had dark hair, and it's like, oh, I can identify with her since she has darker hair. Nope, she was
Nope,
evil.
she's evil. Or like the evil one. It's like the era of like old Star Trek where you've got this is good Spock and this is evil Spock. He has a goatee.
Facial hair is evil.
Just remember, though, that Star Trek went out of its way to explain why the Klingons in the first series just look like slightly hairy humans, you know? They went out of their way to explain that in lore.
Yep. I could see on his face that he had an expression which implied he was either in pain or in regret.
He was in regret.
Yep. Or was regretting his actions. All the
I've
levels
been-
were the same. Ooh,
All the-
fighting critique.
I mean, that is not.
It's not untrue.
There's only one level that's different in Shadow the Hedgehog, and nobody wants to go to the space colony arc.
No.
Never go to the space colony arc.
Speaking of ridiculous things, of the realism, the fact that Eggman's base in Shadow the Hedgehog is at Pumpkin Hill, you know?
Yeah, it's weird.
And
Oh,
the
Eggman was Tommy McMurtry's cousin.
Maybe that was.
Oh my god! Now I'm just remembering Sonic X Eggman, but this is Sonic X Eggman talking to Steven Anderson. It's all fine and well to insult people, but when you start to actually hurt them, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Like, Eggman
Oh,
had
yeah.
standards.
Gabriel and chat has a fucking point. Yeah. The entire thing of Valkyria Chronicle races to the Darksons because the Darksons have black hair.
Alright. Okay, no obstacles or missions. Then the time came for the boss to come, but it didn't.
Wait, there were no missions, so this
No.
is a better version of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yes.
You know what they say, the more the merrier. You know
I
what
love the
they
fact
say.
that. I love the fact that Shadow the Hedgehog is just the Team Chaotix part of Sonic Heroes, and also worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
You know what
it
they
controls, like, shadows running around on a puddle of gravy on the kitchen floor.
You know what they say, the more the merrier. I can't
Finding the
remember.
computer room!
He's
I
just
can't
slippery
remember.
sliding all over the place.
I can't remember any other boss quotes, but you know what they say, the egg dealer, aka Eggman, trip to Vegas gone wrong.
I'm just... One of the worst things in that game is just Charmy being more annoying than usual. I was told to find a secret CD! Hey, Shadow! What's a secret CD?
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
God damn it. Get a load of this. Get a load of this. Get a load of
Get
this.
a load of this.
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
But you know,
It's
like,
a load.
the Eggman in Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic X are the same guy, because the old Eggman voice actor died.
Yeah, because we have Mike Pollock.
Mike Pollock is
Yeah.
great. I like him a lot.
So I will say this. I like Mike Pollock as a goofy Eggman who can be sinister.
Yeah.
I preferred the older actor as a sinister Eggman who could be goofy.
Yeah.
It's
Because
like
he was very...
I just didn't really grow up with that one. I'm a little...
So Sonic Adventure 1, Eggman was a very... As bad as the voice acting and voice direction in that game was, He was a very serious villain, and there are some genuinely quite creepy
Sonic
lines.
Sonic Adventure 2, he actually nailed his part down really well.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to see him continue, but I'm not mad that we got Mike Pollock.
Yeah. Oh no, he's a good voice actor.
I do find it funny that if this is hearsay. I had a friend of mine who told me the story that apparently Mike Pollock refused to voice Eggman going hoo, but the Japanese Eggman did a lot of that. And so they actually, in Sonic Unleashed, they animated Eggman's mouth to make the O shape specifically to force Mike Pollock to go ooh. I don't know if that one was true though.
Yep, he also refused to do the "I've come to make an announcement."
Oh, so this was actually a real fucking thing.
Yeah, if you know about the Snapcube real-time fan dubs for Sonic Adventure 2, where their Eggman goes off on a tangent like, "I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker."
God.
Like, I'll just pull that up.
I've come to make an announcement. Jesus. Also, somebody in my chat just asked, is Jim Carrey a good Robotnik?
He is.
Yes. Yes, asterisk. Jim Carrey is a good Robotnik if your favorite version of Eggman is Mike Pollock. He does a very good Mike Pollock style Eggman.
Yeah. See, I'd have always liked to have seen Tim Curry do it, but obviously Tim Curry can't really do a lot these days, given he had a stroke, which is kind of why we haven't seen him in a lot of stuff. But I honestly think Tim Curry probably would have made a brilliant Eggman. I think he's got the eccentricness of it down.
I think if you ever say I think Tim Curry could make a brilliant and you're about to insert a villain's name here, the answer is always yes.
Yes. I mean, he pulled off a...
So, I'm going to be playing this on my stream.
Oh god, are you actually playing? Are you actually playing Dr. Eggman's Twitter announcement?
Yep.
I come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out and he pissed on my fucking wife. And he said his dick was this big. And I said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my Twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dong looks like. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that, it looks like 2 balls in a bong. He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the earth. That's right, this is what you get. My super laser piss. Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon. How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot! You have 23 hours before the piss droplets hit the fucking earth. Now get out of my fucking sight before I piss on you too.
Yep. Mike refused to do that.
I can see why.
I'm just gonna say right now, from watching this, it sounds like what if Robotnik were voiced by video game Donkey.
Yeah,
that was all improvised.
Yeah. Although, they did the hero story first, so they did have the hero story, so we knew it was coming.
Sorta.
But
that entire rant was improvised.
Yeah. Because I think Tim Curry as well also has the looks to pull off an Eggman, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's a crazy looking, slightly ginger man, but obviously, again, he had a stroke and he's not been,
Mm-hmm. Right.
He hasn't been able...
Okay, so,
Tim Curry would even make a good Catwoman. Honestly, probably.
Probably.
We get Danny DeVito to play Eggman in the next Sonic movie.
No.
So anyway, I just started blasting that hedgehog. I can't get Danny DeVito.
But yeah, like
so.
Mike Pollock Eggman is the one I'm used to. So
Yeah. In the topic of Eggman, I grew up watching Sonic R, not Sonic R.
then
Sonic Underground.
then the time
Sorry.
then the time came for the boss to come, but it didn't. Instead, Sonic was standing there with Knuckles, Vector, Tails, Charmy, Espio, Rouge, and Dr. Robotnik. Isn't that spelled wrong?
Hold on.
I thought Robotnik was spelled with a K at the end.
Yes, it is.
They spelled it wrong.
Yeah,
And they didn't
that's very
even
spelled.
capitalize any of these names. Shadow beat all of them without me even using the controller, and without is like 2 separate words.
Why is that 2 words?
It shouldn't be.
Without.
Yeah.
I was without.
Yes. He then looked at everyone screaming in pain, and then had a sad expression on his face.
Expressin. That sounds like a drug. Hold on, Larry. I gotta go take my Expressin. I need it to stop me from getting ear cancer.
I need it for my opioids.
Let's take my Express. You know what they say, the more the merrier. Sorry, I just...
If I don't have my Expressin, how am I supposed to get off while watching Polar Express?
Oh my god. No.
Sorry.
He looked directly at me. He looked directly at me and said, "Do you want to say this, Suris?"
You made me do this, and now you will pay and become my slave.
Can you sign my petition?
Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
He still had that slightly distorted voice.
Okay, so I was already accurate.
Yes. Then the console...
You made me do this.
Yeah, every time I hear that voice, I do just think of the postal dude. Like, I'm half expecting you to ask me to sign your petition.
Sign
You
my
played-
petition.
You have played Postal, haven't you?
Bet I can smash
I
that.
did. I haven't actually played Postal, but I had friends in high school who played it a lot.
Oh, Postal's really brilliant. Postal. His entire mission in Postal 2 is to get people to sign your petition, and to the point where you can threaten them with violence. You know, like if they don't sign your petition. It's quite fun. Just sign the fucking petition.
Yeah. And you will become my slave.
You made me do this, and now you will pay and become my slave.
Okay, BGR.
You made me do this, and now you will pay and become my slave.
No, Jeff. That's his Jeff the Killer voice.
I mean, it's almost as corny as actual Jeff the Killer stories.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that was the.
That was the voice
My-
he used in the novelette that we did. Which, by the way, on Suris's channel, if you haven't seen it, I have it up on my channel. You can watch it there.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
It was.
Okay, so you're at then the console.
Yeah, then the console immediately shut itself off, and so did the telly. Oh, is it British?
Yeah, but
I shut off my telly.
the console immediately shut itself off, and so did the telly.
It's like, the console immediately shut itself off, and so did the telly.
That console shut itself off, and I also did the telly. I heard breathing. It wasn't mine. So I looked behind me, and I saw a Shadow plushie with an angry look on its face. I mean, that's just what Shadow looks like, but
Yeah, that was
was
the last
after
thing I
that,
saw.
now I'm a slave, and so is my friend. The only difference is that my friend's dead.
Then how was she a
She
slave?
died while saying no to Shadow. So he killed her straight away. He now controls me and makes me kill anyone he doesn't like. So beware. ...
Well, that was shit.
That was...
Coincidentally, being down here in hell allows me to see that Margaret Thatcher's privatised everything.
God damn it.
And the next story is the death look. Yay.
The death look.
Yep.
What Sonic game's this one themed after, so I can change my song to
I have no idea.
What's this one called? The Death?
The death look.
The Death Look. Ah, yeah, we had the T. The Death
Oh,
Look.
this is
Let's
a
have
little
one.
long.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Alright. General chat. There you go.
I found it. I just typed it in.
Okay. Recently, I was met with a scarring experience, and I wish to share it in hopes that maybe at least one person will believe me.
Well, you've already lost that one.
None of us are going to believe you. You're writing a Sonic the Hedgehog creepypasta.
Yeah.
None of us believe you.
They're all fake. It started a few weeks ago. I had just spent the day at the local strip mall a few blocks down from my home and decided to stop in at the small video game shop there just to see if they had anything good or new. Commas, please. Please, more commas. Because I was starting to run out of breath. I know the man who owns the place. He's not a day over 25, so he is constantly having his 25th birthday every day.
So it's like Sonic.
Yeah.
He's constantly having his 15th birthday.
Well.
I thought that wasn't that movie My Death Day. That's like that woman. That
Oh yeah,
keeps
Happy
having,
Death Day.
Like, Happy Death Day. And she keeps having a birthday. Yeah, that's basically crap.
That's weird. And has a pretty good knowledge of the products he sells. He told me he was closing the shop and had to clear out all of his merchandise because he hadn't paid his lease.
I mean, anyone who runs a shop tends to have a pretty good idea of what's in stock these days, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't run my store, but I know what is sold there.
Sonic is 15.
Yeah, Sonic's 15 in the games. In the comics, he's 17.
Sonic is 15
or 40.
Or 40.
Every single day of his life. He's also
He's
13
40 in the timeline where he's either the king and or a homeless bum.
Yeah, I know.
How old is he in Sonic Underground? Which is like, I hate myself for knowing.
I think
15.
Sonic Underground, he's still 15.
Yeah,
Yep.
fair enough.
And in the movie, he's 13.
I tell you what though, like, I hate child me for watching the only series of Sonic Underground that we got to the point where I, to this day, still know the Sonic Underground theme song off by heart, and it upsets me.
Sonic Underground. It's just, I will say this right now. I wish that the Archie comics had actually gotten a show. Not just Sat AM, but like Sat AM continuing into the... what the fuck was the villain that was shown at the end, at the final episode of Sonic Sat AM?
I don't know.
I don't remember his name, but he was the mage who was in the negative zone.
Yes, I know who you thought about.
With King Acorn.
Yes.
Fuck.
I wish that series had continued, because the Archie comic got better and better, and Sat AM could have done the same thing, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Back to creepypastas, things that will never get better and better.
Yeah. Even though the Creepypasta Wiki's been like getting rid of a lot of things in hopes of making it better, but it hasn't.
But that doesn't... So creepypasta is about... Sometimes you get good stories. And sometimes, a lot of times, you get absolute garbage, but it's like potato chips. You don't just get rid of the garbage so people can have more apples. Sometimes people are there to get the garbage. Like right now.
Yeah. And the thing is like some creepypastas go on to kind of develop into what are those ARGs, the alternate reality games, stuff like that. I mean, like, look at Ben Drowned. Ben Drowned turned into ARGs, that's it.
ARG.
ARG, yeah. But like Ben Drowned turned into a full series that ended this year, apparently.
Yeah, it did. It ended this Halloween.
Yes, it did.
Anyway, blah blah blah. He gave me some free games in a large cardboard box labeled games. Generic. in return for being a long-time visitor and friend. Oh, I can see why he's going out of business. He keeps giving the games away and not charging money for them. When I returned home, I decided to... What?
Sorry, I was just telling my chat. I grant you all homeless Sonic. Sorry.
Yes. When I returned home, I decided to see what was in the box, because he didn't look at it beforehand.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? It was covered in dust and must have been sitting on a shelf in the store for a long while. Inside there was a stack of Super Nintendo games, system games, NES games, and one Sega Gen game. No one calls it that, they call it a Sega Genesis. Or Mega Drive.
Or we call it the greatest thing that that humanity ever produced that I never got to have as a kid. Fuck you, Mom.
I never got to have one either because I was very young or not yet born. Because, like, my birthday is next Wednesday. I'm going to be 24.
Wait, the Sega Genesis was... You would have been able to. You would have been able to.
Sonic came out in 1991.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, that was before I was born.
Yeah.
Never mind, I don't feel as old anymore. I was about to feel, like, really old. No.
No.
Don't make existential crises happen to me, please.
I'm sorry. That's like I also never got to play the original Resident Evil 3 because I was 2 when it came out.
Hi. Sorry. Just went to go get a drink.
And someone's like, what? How could you have not played it? And then I had to explain I was a 2-year-old when it came out. And they're like, oh, never mind.
I mean, to be fair, for, like, my first ability to experience playing Sonic games without having to, like, go to a friend's house was my GameCube, and that was also how I got to play my first Resident Evil games.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, the entire Resident Evil franchise that mattered was on the GameCube at the time. Sorry, we don't talk about the Survivor series.
No, we don't.
Or Gaiden. No. None of that happened. Just like all the Sonic series that mattered was on the GameCube because we don't talk about Shuffle.
No, we don't.
Yeah, my first experience with... See, I grew up with a Sega Master System, but we also, for a brief period, had the Mega Drive or Genesis. We had quite a few. My dad kept a lot of the old consoles we had growing up. So I actually played the original Sonic on the original console it debuted on. I think the first Sonic game I actively remember playing for prolonged periods was Sonic Adventure DX, the PC port of Sonic Adventure. I don't think what other Sonic game, but yeah, I think I think the first game I actually played was the original Sonic game when it came to. The first game I ever played, coincidentally, was Alex Kidd on the Master System. Yes, I think there was an Alex Kidd on the Master System. I'm pretty sure there was. Yes, there was. Alex Kidd in Miracle World.
Mm-hmm.
Back to the cringe.
Uh-huh. I instantly went for it. The label Sonic the Hedgehog stood out to me like lie a sore thumb.
Lie a sore thumb.
Oh no.
Lie a sore thumb.
Not in a bad way or anything, but I was a huge fan of the Sonic pop culture crowd. So he wasn't a fan of Sonic, he was a fan of the pop culture around it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually not... That's not really unique. There's a lot of people that love the Sonic culture, but fucking hate the games.
Yeah.
You know, here is something quite interesting. Just, you know, from as the chap across the Atlantic. Obviously, we don't get Sonic as in the restaurant that you guys have in America. You have stateside. I don't know if you get it in Canada or wherever else. I know it's a thing in America. When I had first heard of Sonic, I genuinely thought Sega had opened a line of restaurants in the United States themed after Sonic the Hedgehog, because we don't get Sonic here. We've only recently got Taco Bell in the country. Like, there's certain things we've only recently got here. Like,
Now I want to get Taco Bell.
So I genuinely thought in America there was like a Sonic-themed restaurant that like we just weren't getting in Europe, and I was like really sad about that as a kid. Out about it.
Yep. All right. And was thrilled to have this in my collection of Sonic merch and nostalgia. I had never actually played the game before, buddy. I haven't played the first one either.
I have.
I've not.
No,
I
the
should.
First one's horrible. The first Sonic game is really horrible.
Oh.
It hasn't aged well, I will say,
No.
but I enjoy it.
If you enjoy slow, methodical platformers called Sonic the Hedgehog, then maybe.
But
Yeah, I do give it. I do give it a bit of a sort of pass on the basis that it was the first game. You know.
yeah.
like-
One of my, the first Sonic game I ever actually played was Sonic Heroes, and it wasn't that great. But then I got Sonic Rush for the DS, and I like that one.
Sonic Rush is good.
Yeah.
I remember after 06 and Shadow the Hedgehog, Rush was a breath of fresh air to me because I'd been like, wow, is the Sonic series just going to keep fucking up? And then Rush happened, and I was like, okay, so we're going to get good games every now and again.
Yeah, and I liked Blaze. Like, she was fun to play as.
So I'll admit, growing up as a small child, when like when like Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic Heroes came out, those games were good because I didn't know that they were bad because I was a small child.
Mm-hmm.
The 3D games blew my mind, which is odd because I grew up. I was born in 1999. I grew up in the period where everything was pretty much 3D at that point. There was some remnants of 2D games on like the PlayStation 1, but like I grew up with much older consoles, so like seeing like 3D games,
Wait.
properly 3D games, was like whoa.
Oh, okay. I was reading through this and something wasn't making sense, and yeah, I was listening, but I had never actually played the game before, so I went looking for a Sega Genesis to play it on. After a while of looking for a store online who had them, I had to resort to eBay. Are we just not going to proofread?
No. I also like how the wherewithal was there for him to go find a console for the game, but it was never there for him to just play the game.
Yeah.
Millions of results popped up on the screen. I thought it said pooped for a second. I decided to play it safe. Ew. And bet on a brand new never opened system. Oh, I know. There's a Nintendo 64 one of this, and it was called How I Met a Terrible Fate, and found a console called the In Terror 64.
Okay.
I'm not making it up.
I don't think you are. I've spent enough time in the creepypasta realm to know that if it's a bad horror story and one can conceive of it, someone's written about it.
Yep.
The realm of the creepypasta that lays beyond the mirrored walls of the
Oh boy. The man who sold it to me was from Boston, Ma. I'm reading it out literally.
He couldn't just write Massachusetts.
Well, I mean,
I don't know how to spell Massachusetts, I'm not gonna lie.
not off the top of my head, but I've got spell check on my computer.
MASS. I'm too fucking lazy. There you go.
And who is name? I did not know. I arrived in the mail a day later.
Wait.
It's in those YouTube videos like, oh, I posted myself to Jake Paul's house in a box.
That's a thing that that used to be a normal thing.
Yeah, you could mail
Parents
your
used
child.
to mail their children.
Yeah,
No.
because it costs less than buying them an actual train ticket. I arrived in the mail a day later. He sent it with Express. I was disappointed to find it crudely packaged, and there was no bubble wrap and no extra boxing, just the system box and the contents.
So
I see who sent it. It was Chris Brown. He beat up.
I just like this idea that he's had to go on like a 12-day pilgrimage in order to get to order this like Mega Drive, you know.
Yep.
And yes, I will be continuing to call it Mega Drive. That's what we called it here in Europe.
That's fine.
That's what they called it in Japan.
Still, I was
as well.
thrilled to set it up. I blew hard into the cartridge.
Oh, baby.
I'm taking out a dinner first.
I booted up the game. The screen turned black, and then static buzzed loudly and the game crashed. I attempted the same pattern again, but it still was not working. Write him an angry email then.
I kept on trying more and more times until I finally was met with the home screen.
Until
Music
finally-
played out normally, even a little bit better than normal, and the screen seemed to be just fine. I was so happy to have not gotten a rip-off game or system for the money I paid for it. I mean, you got the games for nothing.
And you got the system for... You didn't even say.
I clicked on Sonic's icon, that's not how that works, but sure, I began to play in the green fields. Come on, it's called Green Hill Zone.
It's Green Hill
Wait.
Zone!
So he clicked an icon to play Sonic on his Genesis,
That's not how it works.
and now he's in Green Fields Zone.
Green
No,
Hill
no,
Zone.
no, no, Green...
Something tells me this person didn't understand it.
Maybe it
Tells
was
me
just...
this person has only ever grown up in an era with PC gaming.
Yep.
Yes.
Maybe it was just me, but the music seemed to be a little out of tune. I was racing up and down the hills without a care in the world. I was having a time of my life. That's when things got a bit obscure.
Sarah Obscure.
The piece of a track of road that twisted upside down became flat when I approached it. I'd back away and it would flash back to normal. I attempted to race across it, but I would fall off. Even stranger, the coins that are usually line the road
The rings!
fall off when the road twists as well. They appear to be twisting upside down. I've seen way too many gameplay videos to think this as being part of the game, so I tried restarting. Sorry, that was a mess of a sentence at the end there.
Yeah.
I'm just so
Something
confused.
tells me this might not be serious.
Oh, somebody really doesn't know Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Or gaming
Yeah.
in general.
Wait. Except this time, when I started the game, I was not greeted with a starting screen, but spawned immediately to the space I left off in front of the twisted road. But this time I was playing as Knuckles.
Wait,
Knuckles?
the twisting road is not in Sonic 1.
Yeah,
That's in Sonic 2.
yeah.
That's in Sonic 2. No. That's no. This is wrong. This is no. I know Sonic games, and I know that the twisting road was added to Sonic 2. It's not a thing. It's an Emerald Hill Zone, not Green Hill. I'm gonna find this person. I'm gonna find him.
No,
Sit
but
him
you
down
don't
and make him
understand.
actually play through the first
You
Sonic
don't
game.
understand though. This isn't Green Hill Zone. This is Greenfield, not Greenfield Zone. Just
Oh my
Greenfield.
god.
You're not paying attention to the story, Suris.
I need
Come on.
coordinates to your house for non-intercontinental missile related reasons.
My house or his house?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not giving out that address.
can I give you the address of my neighbour? Because I don't like them.
I mean,
You
sure. I'll just
Just hope you take me out in the blast.
yeah, the splash damage will work. Just
And then here's the thing, it's a terraced housing, so you don't know if I'm the house to the right or to the left. You've got a 50-50 chance of getting it right.
oh, it's not a
Either my neighbour die, either I die and I get taken out, or you take my neighbour out, and it's an absolute win for me.
I see this as an absolute win. I'm just that legitimately made me angry. of all the things in here.
Yeah, that is a bit. Yeah, I agree.
I can understand now why there's such a negative stereotype for Sonic the Hedgehog fans, because as a Sonic fan, I think my anger at that tiny obscure detail just legitimized every single thing somebody has said about this fan base. Every single thing.
Okay, I thought that it was probably just a glitch in the game. It was old after all. I just decided to continue from where it sent me. From where it sent me, excuse me.
The game was so glitched that assets from Sonic 2 made it in.
Yeah.
Ah!
Understandable.
Kill me.
Sonic Boot now. Switching to era-appropriate songs, even though this is clearly the first Sonic game, but it's fine. Nothing here makes sense.
Hello, Yumi. Please make this all go away.
That's it.
Oh.
Also,
Okay.
Knuckles wasn't playable in Sonic 1. Are we just not going to acknowledge playable in
Correct.
Sonic
Knuckles
1?
was only
Correct.
playable in Sonic 2, because in Sonic 1 you get Blue Sphere mode.
You also get and also Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yup.
Sonic 3, because remember, Sonic 3 and Sonic and 3 and Knuckles are two different games.
But also the same game.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And Knuckles Chaotix, but whatever.
Yeah. This is it.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
went up to the bridge and the screen went to black when it flickered, and when it flickered back on, I appeared to be spawned on the other end of the. I tried my best not to pay attention, but my curiosity got the better of me, and I went on to play for another couple of hours until I was once again met with a black screen and static. A loud buzzing was mixed with a distorted version of the opening theme and only lasted about 10 seconds. But yes, those 10 seconds could theoretically then be agonizing. So, I was met with a frozen shot of Sonic and Dr. Eggman, Eggman being in lowercase and separate here, in the Wrecking Ball.
On Eggman's.
No, so
Oh, yeah.
Wrecking Ball boss fight. Sonic was standing on Eggman's, not Eggman like as possession.
Eggman's.
Man's, as in man, and then an S at the end. Not ownership, just the plural. Man's. Or a small craft.
Whose Eggmans is this?
I don't know.
Whose Eggman's is this, yes. And looking at him
It's me, Bean Machine.
intently? Am I saying that right?
Intently.
Intently. And Dr. Eggman had no expression. I mean, he kind of doesn't, to be fair. He just sort of sits there.
He just has glasses and goggles on top of his head.
I mean, he always looks quite comfortable, I won't lie, though.
Get a load of this.
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
I went from a screenshot to a clip. What?
I went from a screenshot to a clip. Okay.
What?
Like, what kind of clip? We talking like a Glock 12 clip here? Like an M16 clip?
Like a hair clip?
I'm just
Video
gonna-
clip? MG42 clip?
Or a paper clip? I pressed every button on my controller in hopes that I could move Sonic, but to no avail. I thought you were playing as Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Unlike Sonic, he does not chuckle.
I'm Knuckles, not Chuckles. The best
Hi
line
there.
in Sonic history.
Hi there, I am Chuckles the Hedgehog.
I'm Knuckles, not Chuckles.
It's like, I am Chuckles, the enchilada.
I am nipple hitter. It was Sonic 2. I was in hopes I could do something to know. She commenced to look more and more intently at Eggman's eyes until Eggman slowly stood up on his craft and jumped out.
And jump out
And
onto the grass.
Into grass.
Right
Jump
now.
out onto the grass. And he had turned. That had now turned black and grey along with the rest of the palette.
That's not the right
Does he know what a palette is? A palette is the source file for the colors that are possible in your game, not the colors that are presently being shown. Screams.
Clearly, he means pallet, as in like pallet, put like pipes on or something.
Yep.
Fast and Furious Sonic crossover could be interesting.
Sonic now looks over to the screen after hopping into the vehicle and drove towards the screen until fading to black. But when he was lying to the screen, I noticed something. Am I having a stroke?
Big
No.
John's having a stroke.
Called the Bondulance.
Call Amber Lamps.
No, yeah.
His eyes were completely filled with black, and he had no mouth. I have no mouth, and I missed words.
Damn it.
Well, I was saying about if you want an actually genuinely quite unnerving story, I have no mouth and I must scream is a genuinely unnerving story.
I actually wrote an Imagine that was based around Am's speech at the beginning. I began to shake in fear, and my palms became sweaty from fidgeting with the controller.
My palms were sweaty.
So
I vomited over my sweater. It was mom's spaghetti.
Palms sweaty.
Oh, they were
Sonic
so hairy.
Palms spaghetti.
Oh, my palms were hairy.
BGR, is that you?
Palms sweaty, controller fidgety, chili dog spaghettos.
Palms sweaty. Controller in my hands already.
Mom spaghetti.
Sonic Spagoot.
I kept saying to myself, it's just a hack, it's just a hack. But,
you know what they say!
The more the merrier.
But I didn't help with the intense fear I was experiencing. I didn't
help.
What?
That sound okay. This person is obviously talking post-therapy. The therapist has let them know that they did not do a good job of managing themselves. And this is they understand like deeply that they made mistakes.
Oh.
Therapist now has a therapist.
We're getting a little closer to the end. The game turned itself back on one more time, and I was back at the title screen, except it was nighttime and the sea was red, of course.
Of course!
Yeah, the sea is red.
For realistic blood!
No, it's not blood. It hasn't specified blood. It must be an iron-rich sea. Thus, the sea has got a red color due to iron.
Oh, it's the one that Moses sent. No. Yeah, it was Moses.
Yeah, you can see in the background, you can see some two-tailed fox parting the Red Sea and leading the
So Tails is Moses. I have been suspicious.
Leading the kitsune across. I mean, come on, you've got to have been on DeviantArt long enough to see Christian Sonic art.
No, and I don't want to see it.
Oh my god. Freaking Game Apologist had a bunch of the Christian Sonic stuff in his recent episode about Vector.
Speaking of, we need to get on this Shadow episode.
In the original Vector lore, Vector was deeply religious. So in Game Apologist thing, he's just like, "Hey there, do you want to know about Jesus?"
Well, do remember there exists official Zelda artwork of Link praying to a statue of Jesus on the cross, and in the original Zelda games, Hyrule was a Catholic land.
Yes, and the Book of Magic was originally called Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
and the reason why Ganon possibly had a trident was, devil association.
Okay, one more thing. Sonic was gone, and we were left with Tails, as in stories, giving his usual smile, but crying with tears streamed down his face. So he was smiling but crying. He was crying.
My high school experience. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having an experience. I don't know about Tails.
Just remind me, I saw someone trying to say they were a storyboard artist, but what they wrote was story broad.
He was Knuckles again.
Knuckles.
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 Knuckles room.
I'm Knuckles, not Chuckles.
Does no one remember the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Don't actually.
Oh,
I do.
I'll have to show you later.
It's quite fun.
I was Knuckles again. Oh, sorry. The game started without me. The screen set in an unknown world. It was just on a long stretch of red road and the moon behind me. So it's the red brick road.
It's no moon, that's the Death Egg.
I was about to say it's Majora's moon.
That's no moon, Sonic. It's my space station.
I was Knuckles again.
Remember the Eggman had 3 separate versions of the Death Egg too?
Yeah. I was Knuckles again, but I had no hands or feet. I could only sit there.
Knuckles has lost his namesake. Now he is just the enchilada. He has no hands, thus he has no Knuckles. Thus he is now.
No, he just has Knuckles there on his shoulders.
No, he's just the enchilada.
The world manipulated behind my character, twisting and contorting the colors and shapes. So,
but look, they spelled colors right, and now you're gonna bully him. Okay.
We're American.
No, the language is American, so it's not being spelled correctly.
Yeah.
All languages are American. Spell them right.
I panicked and tried to turn off the system, but when I finally pulled the game out, it would not turn off. But you had to turn it off, not off.
I tried to find the on-off button, but I have no idea what the fucking on-off button is.
It began to menially laugh at the volume, and the volume rose. What is a menial laugh? What menial laugh? There we go.
Well, menial is defined as an individual status. Status laugh. It's a peasantly laugh. Ha ha! You peasant, you laugh.
Yeah. I shielded my eyes and ears until it stopped, and when I looked back at the screen, there was Sonic standing at the sentry.
That's also just another way to spell center.
I know, I'm being silly.
God, fucking Americans.
No, sometimes we do spell it that way, but...
Bloody Yanks, a lot of us.
Yeah, that's why you celebrate Thanksgiving on the 4th of July.
Something like that.
Yeah. Of the screen looking at me with the character's dead body is...
The character's dead body, yeah.
Behind them in a gory pile. He turned back around and gave Tails' corpse a little nudge. A text box appeared below. That was fun. No, wasn't it? And he ran off. The screen faded to red, then black, then hyper-realistic. And the system turned off. I took the game and threw it out the window, along with the system and anything else that reminded me of the game, so my whole collection, and went to bed. I still have frequent nightmares of Sonic starring at me.
No, starring at you. Frequent nightmares of Sonic starring at me.
Yes.
Sonic is nemesis, confirmed.
No! Well, I mean, that's why he's so fast. Gotta go fast. I went back to see if the gaming store was still there, but it had already been cleaned out. Now I am left with this misery of what's happening to me and what was wrong with that game. I just don't know. The end.
See, I never understand the whole, I destroyed my entire collection. Just eBay, man. You make some pretty pennies. You can pay for the therapy.
Just pack them away in a box and then sell them.
Yeah. Use that money to pay for your inevitable therapy, you know. Because you talk to your therapist like, oh, so Sonic, and you go fast. I apologise to anyone who hates
okay.
my voice in the chat.
It's okay. Sonic 2.exe, the last story. I'm a total Sonic fan. Like a lot of people. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics.
What's this? Sonic 2.exe.
Oh my god, this is basically the beginning to the original Sonic.exe.
What do we...
It even has Dear Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Even though in the first game it was Tom.
Sonic 2.exe, that's it? Yeah.
Yep, Sonic 2.exe.
It's just gonna be Sonic EXE, but Emerald Heel. Is that okay?
Except that it's not written by the Pedoina.
As in the real Sonic games. Well, we all know that the only real Sonic game was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and we acknowledge the rest of the Sonic games.
Yeah. It's basically just Sonic.exe, but not written by the guy who wrote it. Originally.
Well, if that's the case, then we can just make fun of it.
I mean, we make fun of Sonic.exe as well.
Yeah.
We make fun.
We've made fun of Jinxie the Hyena a lot. He's basically the only author that we really take pot shots at, other than Onizian.
Not Ken Penders?
Well, we haven't gone over anything Ken Penders has written, so...
Who's Ken Penders again?
He's the guy behind the Archie Sonic comics.
Oh!
Who was really weird.
Didn't he sue Sega, didn't he, for his own, like...
He did.
So he could get copyright to his OC.
We lost the Archie comics. Literally, as they were about to have a fucking battle with Mecha Sonic from Sonic 2. As that was about to happen, and I've seen the in-production panels for it. I wish we could have gotten it. Archie had to stop because Sega was like, all right, this legal shit's stupid. We're ripping the license away from you.
Yeah, no, IDW has it, and they're doing an alright job.
I'll be honest, IDW...
Because isn't some of the people from the Archie comics involved in the new Sonic?
Yeah,
Ian
Flynn. Ian Flynn and Tyson Hess moved over and started working on the IDW comic. The only issue is that they took characters from the Archie comics. As you can tell that, like, the stories that they're using in IDW were meant to be part of the Archie universe originally, like the Metal Sonic or the Metal Saga. Mm-hmm. What they're doing right now is they're taking characters who were originally in Archie and transporting them over, but it's their personality traits. So, like, right now, half of Princess Sally's personality traits are being manifested in Amy, which is kind of weird, especially if you knew Archie Amy, since Archie Amy had the mind of an 8-year-old.
Yep.
Which is weird. But IDW's not bad. It's just if you understand if you were an Archie fan, IDW is a bit weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I never played a glitchy or hacked game, but I did after the experience I had. What? So after you had an experience, you played more glitchy and hacked games.
I had this trauma, so I did it again to see if it was real.
And it all started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Lost World until I noticed out of my peripheral vision that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual and left, which is strange because no one ever wrote to me.
Because you have no friends.
Yeah. I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a Master System cartridge and a note. Those are 2 things.
A Sonic fan with no friends. I've never heard of one of those before.
Me neither. I took it inside. I looked at the note first and realized it was from my dear friend Gabriel.
There was an emphasis on the gay part of that, and it sounded weird to me for some reason. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's just my accent.
Gabriel.
Well, I mean, everybody in here is LGBT in some way.
Probably.
Consider Demi LGBT. But,
yeah, I do.
I don't care what you were, as long as you were nice enough and eligible. Anyway, I guess I'll be Daniel.
Okay.
Excuse Do crazy voices again.
Yes,
Not
you did.
Daniel. Gabriel.
Yep.
Dear Daniel.
I wasn't there yet. I know this because I
sorry.
recognized his handwriting.
I
Though what
apologize.
was weird was how it looked. I recognized his handwriting, but I didn't. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Gabriel was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. This is just lifted directly from Sonic.exe. This is what he wrote.
Dear Daniel, I can't take it anymore. This madness. It's making me see things, hear things that aren't there. I'm slowly losing my touch with reality. All because of him. If only I was wise and didn't that damn cartridge and just destroyed it. I sent it to you. Destroy that damn cartridge. Destroy the cart. I don't have long. I wish you the best. Take care. Sincerely, Gabriel.
Wait. I sent it to you to destroy that game cartridge. So he was too lazy to do it himself.
Well, you see, I had a hammer, but I didn't know how to use it. So
he just put it in his mouth.
What is that voice you're doing?
It's basically Tristan
But-
Taylor from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series.
my
Yeah.
name is Tristan Timothy Taylor, and
Oh,
my
yeah.
voice gives me super strength.
My hair gives me the power of flight.
My hair gives me the power to defy gravity.
Oh
No!
Yes, Gabriel the Archangel appeared and said, "Be not afraid."
He has
That
yet to
neat-
show up in Darksiders, actually. I think he's going to in the newer games. I'd like to see what they do with that.
Should I read the next part at all?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, you haven't read something in a while. So.
Let's see. Hold on. What? You know what? I'm gonna do this in the voice I've been using for Sonic while going through the Archie comic. Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Gabriel is my best friend, I didn't do what he asked me, of course, because I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't think that a simple cartridge would do anything bad to him, like make him see and hear things that aren't there, along with making him lose touch with reality. After all, it's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that, Doctor.
I like how there's an implication that he's talking to Dr. Eggman about this.
Dr. Eggman is a psychiatrist.
It's like that episode of the Sonic Boom cartoon where Dr. Eggman moves in with Sonic, you know?
Yep.
Oh, we can be best friends, can't we, Sonic?
Just
No.
remember there's an episode of that where Eggman dedicates his time to helping Tails get game.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Because
remember,
the bro code comes before everything else.
Well, because that bro code comes before the whole sworn nemesis.
Yeah. It's like, right. Anyway. I looked at the cartridge, and it looks to like any ordinary Master System cartridge, except it had black marker on it, written Sonic2.exe.
Sonic,
Please do this shit.
thing.
It was it was a blank cartridge, and that blank cartridge had masking tape on it. Whoa. And that masking tape had black marker. You know it's spooky because the marker is black.
Also, just like, you know, small plot hole in the argument here, the Master System didn't have Sonic on. Sonic didn't come about till the Mega Drive or Genesis. I mean, if this had been like AlexKid.exe, I'd accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody remembers Alex Kidd, man.
No, they don't. It was much unlike Gabriel's handwriting. I guess it was neat. Meaning
Hey.
that he must have gotten it from somewhere else. Like a pawn shop or eBay. We all know that's the source of all evil in the world. That's what the E stands for.
Evil Bay.
The E stands for evil.
Evil
That-
Bay.
That's right, Bakura. I got these leather pants from Evil Bay.
Damn it, Bakura.
Oh, that reminds me, like, the Slenderman voice we do is basically from Concrete Giraffes.
Also, just
hey
remember,
guys.
Also, I just would like to remind you, servers, I'm not gay, I'm just British.
No, you are, Gabe. Raven.
I'm not gay.
No.
I'm just British.
I'm not gay, I'm just British. I'm not British, I'm just gay.
That... Except you do have a
Wanker.
boyfriend.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All I did was pound my dick into his asshole and said, no homo.
Yeah, it's fine, I'm not gay, my boyfriend.
My boyfriend might be a little gay.
It's not gay unless the balls touch.
Gordon, I'm full.
Wait, what?
Gordon, I'm full. This is the show where we reference every other series that's it's far funnier than the rest of us are.
No, Bakura, don't spill the spaghetti sauce. You'll get spaghetti sauce everywhere.
Alright. Then I saw when I saw Sonic 2 on the writing of the cartridge, I was actually excited and wanted to play it because I'm a big Sonic fan.
Sonic 2. Every bit of thing that's wrong, I'm just gonna repeat in Gabriel's voice.
Do you love how these huge Sonic fans have they're so excited to play a copy of a game that they probably definitely already have, but now that they've got a super creepy one that might kill them, this is the one they've got to pick.
But mind you, this one's extra special because it's not on a Mega Drive, Genesis, whatever you want to call it. It's on a
Master System.
Yeah, it's on an 8-bit console, so it's going to be a worse version of... Is it that 8-bit version of Sonic, the original Sonic game they made, that was just a worse version of Sonic?
Yes, It's on the Game Gear.
Oof.
I went up to my room and put the cartridge in my Master System and turned it on. The Sega logo popped up. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the second Sonic game, 8-bit version.
It was 16 bits.
No,
there's an 8-bit version. It was on the Game Gear.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the Game Gear version, which technically was the second Sonic game to ever be released, yeah.
I was like, awesome, because, like I said earlier, I liked the classics. The first thing I noticed was that it was out of place. The first thing I noticed that was out of place was Tails had his eye... Was Tails... Wait.
Was Tails had his eyes closed?
Was that Tails had his eyes closed? That's what it should be. Oh my god.
Wasn't even in that Sonic game.
Yeah, the Sonic 2 on the Game Gear is Tailsless. Sonic looked like he was crying. The background was black, Doctor. It was weird. The mountains from Underground Zone were black and white. There was no copyright date, and press enter was at the bottom of the screen. I, however, am a rebel, so I, like the free thinker I am, press 1.
So Sonic's a flat earther. I was suspicious.
But you know what they say, Sonic? More creepy cartridges, the merrier.
You know what they say, the more the merrier.
You know what they say, the blanker the cartridge, the creepier the narrative, Sonic. Also, yes, the Hunter Biden laptop narrative was just Trump's attempt at a creepypasta.
Yep. And there was there's no copyright date. Well, at least it didn't say Sega 666.
Fun is infinite with Sega Enterprises.
That was actually scary, though.
I know.
It took me to a title card. Is that spelled right?
Yes,
so.
that's spelled right.
Okay. I don't know why it's screwing with my eyes. Let me get my glasses.
The tittle card.
The tittle card.
It took me to the tit card. Gordon, look out! Huge boobs up, hot and boobs up ahead. Tits big one.
Alright. This is helping a little.
Also, I like how this is missing. I do genuinely like how this is. I just find it funny.
Took me to a title card, black background, and white text. It said, Clive Barker's Hellraiser. No, it said, Last Chance, Act 1. The level was Underground Zone, black and white, and so were the rings. Blood was on the rails.
I thought it was black and white. How can you tell that's blood?
It's black blood from Soul Eater.
Also, both the Master System and color. That was literally the selling point of the Game Gear, was that it had color.
Mm-hmm. Blood on it was on the rails. I played as Tails. You're a poet and you didn't know it. There was also no HUD.
That's real weird, bud.
Sonic doesn't have a HUD. Hold on a minute, Sonic. You don't have a HUD.
I made it to the end of the level, and there was black on all pictures of the signpost.
All 2 of them.
Yes. Then I was teleported to a hole with spikes in it. When Tails landed on them, the screen went black, and splat! The Zelda Ocarina of Time text box appeared with, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't..." That's Majora's Mask!
Met with a terrible fate.
That was a good imitation of the Happy Mask Salesman's laugh.
It's a laugh that I've been doing for years. It scares the shit out of my friends. You met a terrible fate, haven't you?
And then the Dawn of a New Day screen from Zelda Majora's Mask popped up with 0 hours remain under New Day.
Dawn of a New Day, yeah.
You know what? I did that on New Year's Eve with 12 hours remaining.
Dawn of a New Day, like that.
I doomed us all. I'm sorry.
So
Dawn
wait,
of a New Day.
I do have a thing that if the text box from Ocarina of Time with "You met with a terrible fate" popped up, that does beg a question. This is on an 8-bit system. The render of that text would not be a thing.
That render of that text would take. Yeah, it would take most, if not all, of the memory on the cartridge. Like if it had been like Zelda, where you walk into the cave and it has a root at the top, then okay, fair enough. But it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. I was transported to Green Hill Zone. It's Emerald Hill Zone. Except when I walked down, there were dead animals, also dead Eggman. Dead Eggman.
If this is also supposed to be the 8-bit version of Sonic 1, then it would still be Green Hill Zone, but that doesn't explain why Tails is in it.
I know. Also, dead Eggman.
Who's Eggman? Egg.
Sonic, you know what they say, I'm dead in a creepypasta.
The music was an 8-bit version of HillAct1.gym.
He went into a pile of dead animals? Into the pile.
I went into a pile of dead animals. The music stopped.
Not I ran into a pile of dead animals, which would imply collision. No, he went in, which implies there's enough dead animals that it makes a fucking cave. And he gets to just walk inside.
Or he just did what Homer Simpson does and, falls into that bush.
It's like a little door when he just walks into it, yeah.
Yep. Or just sinks in. I noticed Tails at the end of the level with his eyes closed. I got near him. He opened his eyes and they were black and bleeding with 2 red lights for pupils. Fucking of course. Yep. Static came on and the Master System shut itself off. I turned it back on and the Sega sound was replaced with the Kafka laugh from Final Fantasy.
Of fucking... Another thing that would have taken up most of the data on an 8-bit cartridge.
Well, didn't the Sega thing take up a lot of the data on the Sonic cartridge?
The Sega Scream. Shit had to be cut out of early Sonic games because the Sega Scream took up 1/3 of the data. Fucking...
That's a Kafka laugh.
Yep.
Why would Sonic use a Kafka laugh? Because if you've read Sonic.exe, you know it's a staple to have Kafka in your creepypasta.
Yes, it is. Nothing scarier than Kafka. The title screen popped up.
I mean, he was a pretty good villain.
It turned into something much different, something that I now consider horrifying. He didn't at the time, but now he does.
At the time, staring at me with your eyes bleeding was not horrifying, but oh gosh darn it, Dolly, right afterwards, that was some scary stuff.
The sky had turned bright red. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was now instead Sonic the Hedgehog 666.
666, of course.
I mean, we've had that many spin-off games. We might be getting there.
Yeah.
Of course, Sonic.
Oh,
Don't
someone
you
I know
that-
is playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Nice.
Well, don't you know, Sonic, that the inclusion of 666 makes everything scarier? You know what they say? The more sixes, the scarier. The more sixes, the scarier.
It's the Freedom Call album, 666 Weeks Beyond Eternity.
That is just a good fucking album, though.
Yeah.
It's
And-
released 666 weeks after they released their album Eternity.
And
That's
the
some
music
commitment
was
right
that
there.
same music, reversed. How would you know?
I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it,
You just said you weren't.
though I figured that it was just a glitch and forgot about it. When I pressed 1, the static came on again and the title card was there, except it said, "Can you feel the sunshine?"
Act 6.
Oh shit, I need to change the music back to Can You Feel the Sunshine? Hold on. Music. There we go.
It was a blank level with transparent static in front. The music was a dial-up sound slowed down 700%.
How does he know the exact amount?
I don't know.
You know, there
With
was
some
a rule
screaming
when
and
you're
static
writing.
thrown in.
Yeah, but there was a rule that when you're writing, like, unless like it is sort of in a context when knowing the exact sort of difference in a time or sound makes sense, you don't do it. You know, like if this was like a military story and it was like, oh, you know, when they people exactly 6 seconds, yeah, you have that kind of precision. But like precision doesn't work in stories like this, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh yeah, I really do. I really do hope Resident Evil 2 pops up by that logic as well for Gabriel.
After some 20 seconds of walking down the hallway, the static turned red every static sound. What? You can hear red. You can hear colors.
I hear colors.
And smell sounds.
Gordon?
Static. Sorry.
Goddamn. Static, then a creepy picture of Tails. He looked like he did on the title screen with bloody hands. And can you feel the sunshine? Does it playing?
If we all sing it slightly out of sync, it'll actually be creepy.
You feel the sunshine?
Sunshine. Does it brighten
brighten
the day?
Didn't you feel the sunshine? You just need to run away. Yeah.
Have you noticed how almost all of those songs in that game talk about like running away from kind of invisible threat?
Yep.
It's kind of intimidating.
Or they're completely existential, like living in the city.
Yeah.
Living in the city.
You know you have to survive.
But you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like they appear like for a game that's about racing, there is this strange mention of some existential threat or this concept that the singer is in danger.
All right. Okay.
I would have to go through this when we're done just so I can hear that overlapping. Like, can you feel the sunshine?
After is gonna be a brighter day, the picture zoomed in on Tails' face. The black and white with "There is no sunshine" in bloody text. Static after that. The static froze when text appeared saying, "The game is over. But it doesn't mean this is the end. Ready for round 2, Daniel." When it got to
The game.
ready for round
The
2,
game
Daniel.
is over. But it doesn't mean this has to end. Ready for round 2, Daniel?
When it got to ready for
Damn.
round 2, Daniel, it did the same Kefka laugh from before. Oh, fucking Lord. And the system shut itself off. I destroyed the cartridge. I don't care anymore.
I didn't care anymore. When your creepypasta ends with "I didn't care anymore," I just.
Okay, so
I
last
warned
one.
you,
Let's just
Daniel.
reread the first Tales doll one that we read, because I'm going to be stepping
had-
away for a minute.
So, I had warned you, Daniel. You had to destroy the cartridge, but you did not.
Yeah, I'm gonna step away and eat some food for a little bit.
That's fair.
What is food?
Food is going to be baguette and vegetable soup.
You must understand that
All
food
right.
is the
There you go.
that all life is
You
built
can just read
upon.
through that. I'll be back in a little.
We've been told that we have to carry this.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, also, can I just point out very quickly, in Sonic2.exe, its actual first tag is blatant rip-off, not Sonic. Yes, Tales Down My Story. We started the stream with this, so...
After I got home from work, I thought I'd buy a game for my son. I'm not exactly sure who gave me permission to fucking breed. He went into the Mario Sonic and Donkey Kong type stuff, even though all three of those are distinctly different fucking game types. So I got him a game I don't think he's ever played.
Oh, so there's this implication that he comes home and then goes, shit, I should have got my son a game, and then just imagine the kid like running up and going, hey dad, you home? The dad goes, wait, hold on, I forgot the game, slams the front door and leaves, gets in the car and drives off.
I got him Sonic R. This is totally not. It was a racing game as I heard, and at the time it was pretty new. I raced home like the video game. See? It's good writing.
The year was 1998. Sonic R is all the rage with the kiddo.
I raced home to give him the game and kissed my wife on the cheek. This would be the last time I'd see her. I held her as she was happy for giving him a present. For me giving him a present. The excitement filled his eyes, and I could tell he wanted to play it. He went back to his room, and I was right behind him to play it with him. A couple days passed, and he told me it was almost done with the game. I watched him beat the last boss, and he roared in excitement when he beat it. It felt good for him. I patted his head, and I asked, how was it?
Sonic
Are
R
you
doesn't-
winning, son?
This was start. I like this implication that he has played Sonic R with his son for several days, which implies they probably just spent several days running around in a circle. So Sonic R, let's be honest here. Also, final boss.
Final boss of Sonic R.
I am the final boss of Sonic R. True story. The peculiar thing was, it didn't look as it did, so I looked at the credit screen and I pointed at it and said, oh, well, what's that? He said it was the Tails doll. I asked what the Tails doll was, and he said, it's just a Tails doll. I'm pretty sure Sonic R doesn't have a final boss, but I think like there's like a special like unlock track if you like get all the things to become Super Sonic. I can't remember.
I don't think Sonic R has a final boss.
I don't think Sonic R has a boss.
I obviously facepound and ignored this.
I face pound. Okay, that's me fucking up the Sonic move.
I obviously facepalmed and ignored the scenery. I called for him to go to bed. And as he was sleeping, the curiosity got the best of me. I went into his room and very quietly turned the volume down on the TV. I was ready to play me some Sonic R.
I mean, let's point out this is what, 1997, 1998. TVs, I remember having a TV in the early 2000s.
They made a lot of noise when you turned them on.
Yeah, like when you press the button, it made this like. Here's the thing. Also, having had a Sega Saturn growing up at one point in my life, because my dad used to buy all the Sega consoles. Very loud when you click the buttons on these old consoles, you know. I understand that maybe dismantling the console and going into like a side room to play it like takes a bit more time, and is probably noisier, but still, like. If they're anything like me as a kid, any noise in your room's enough to wake you up, you know? I was ready to play some Sonic. Knowing he already beat the game, I decided to play it again through watching him from earlier. I noticed you could play as Tails doll. Knowing that was the main reason I wanted to play the game, I chose to tag him up with some of the gang. Like the Donkey Kong crew?
He's the last member of the Cursed Doll crew. Yeah, Tails doll.
He's coming to put you in the loo.
It was pretty fun, actually, until I tagged him up with Sonic. Yeah, that dirty hedgehog.
Fake.
Right when I hit that button, my whole life changed. My life was in the palm of its hand. It was all calm at first, I must say. The screen shut off with the game system. I let things be and went to bed with my wife. She grasped onto me as I did to her falling in a deep... Oh my God. I can't maintain that voice with the bad writing. I'm so sorry.
It's like when you approach like a corpse in like a horror movie and it like shoots its arms up and grabs a hold, arms you beside it. It just does that. It's just what his wife does.
I too date eldritch horror abominations.
It was around 2 a.m. when I started hearing thumps up. Keeping it shut and knowing my son could get the game himself, I said, "Stop, go back to bed." The thumping kept happening. I was very annoyed and I noticed as I got up there was a little shadow coming from under my door. Nothing compared to a regular human-sized shadow.
I kind of started freaking out. The word Tails kept popping in my mind. I started to slowly open the door, and I heard these very faint words that I will never forget again.
"You are coming with me forever.
You are now my opioid.
You are going to Brazil."
It was the doll, an evil, blood-covered, possessed little doll. It was from the game. It had to be. It looked just like it. I screamed, waking the whole house as it started clawing my toes.
Tails doll has a foot fetish confirmed. This is the second time this evening I've had to confirm Tails doll having a foot fetish.
Tails doll wants feet.
Hey, Tails doll here. Where are your toes?
It's like when you're possessed by Kara in Undertale and you go, "Where are all the knives? Where are all the toes?"
Let's say, hypothetically, the Tails doll.
Let's say, hypothetically, Tails doll came for your toes, okay? Now, hypothetically, I've already masturbated to your toes, okay? So it's okay if the Tails doll takes your toes because my business, hypothetically, for the sake of argument, is already done.
Now, but a doll coming to life, I mean, that's preposterous. It simply boggles the mind. Checkmate, liberals. Owned again with facts and logic. What about the houses? They're gonna sell them to fucking Aquaman. That video kills me every time.
What about the Tails doll, Ben? Who are you gonna make it for? Eggman?
You know what they say? Ben Shapiro pounds liberals with facts and logic. There was blood all over the floor, and to this day, my feet ache and are sore. I mean, as I said earlier, again, you step in a Lego brick, mate. You know, that's what causes your feet to ache forever. It was growling very aggressively as my screaming got louder and louder. My wife called the police.
It's like a fucking bad dog.
It scattered across the floor, running from me.
Its screech was awful, and it let out a trail of my blood behind it. It said it has what it needs, knowing it can't finish its job tonight. Ever since that day, I'm afraid to sleep at night. My sleeping patterns are scattered apart. I go to sleep at around 6 a.m. and wake up at around 8 p.m. to start my day. Basically, I'm like a college student.
God, I as someone who is currently at university student, I wish my sleeping schedule was that consistent on a regular basis.
Also, can I just say that, like, if he goes to sleep at 6 a.m. and wakes up at 8 p.m., this dude's doesn't have a hard time sleeping. He sleeps for 14 fucking hours a day.
I wish I could sleep for that long. Like, you know?
My God.
I know this may sound fake, but it isn't. I swear to this very day. I am shocked to even think of falling asleep at night time. The slightly dramatic voice to end off that there. Yeah,
Why?
can you take me out with that gun or to dinner? I don't care at this point.
Just, we got it. Got 'em, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Have you seen that video of like the person that, like DMs the FBI that's like an anime girl that's like she's cute, right? And they're like, yeah, and it's like 14, and they're just like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Entire FBI arrested.
I'm just gonna. Oh shit! I didn't realize that was loaded. Standard American sounds when you have any kind of gun. Oh, shit! I didn't realize that was loaded.
Here's the sound of a shotgun going off in the background. Ah, you got one of the belt-fed Nerf guns.
Yeah.
Look at you.
This thing's really shitty.
I had the Nerf like bolt action sniper rifle.
Oh, I've got one of those. Here. One of these ones.
Zaga, we'll go wait for the stream to catch up, but yeah.
Fire, and then that.
Yeah, like that. Apart from it didn't have the side bolt. It had like, like more like what what you'd see in a semi-automatic rifle, where it's got the bolt at the side.
Oh, the like that. Well, it'll have to catch up.
Yeah. This big massive thing you could detach the barrel and turn it into a carbine. Yeah, like that. Yeah. They had like a big barrel that you could detach and like turn it into a little carbine.
The other bullet.
I know, because I would sit halfway across the house and shoot my little brother with it and annoy him.
Here's my other. Yay! Now I've got my thing.
One of my favourite horror stories is The Alchemist by H.P. Lovecraft, in which he curses this like royal family to die before a certain age, and in the end, the final person finally finds him, and he's like living in the castle wall, and he's discovered the secret to immortality. But the reason why they're all dying is because he's just going out of his way to kill them. He hasn't cursed them with death magic. He may have found out the secret to immortality. He just doesn't actually know how to kill people like that. I can only assume from the sheer amount of firearms you have, that much like what Philip Gabriel says, you must be a Republican.
No, definitely not.
Well, you have all of these guns. Why else would you have getting there?
The further you go left, the more guns you get back.
Well, yeah, how else are you going to spread the revolution?
Yep. To quote Daddy Marx himself, under no circumstances should the proletariat allow itself to become disarmed.
Yep. It was trending the other day on British Twitter under K-pop, Karl Marx. I just found that really funny. My favourite K-pop band. Karl Marx and the Communist Crew.
Karl Marx is my favorite K-pop artist.
It's my favorite K-pop artist.
We'll just play Republican with guns real quick. I must fit one Texan stereotype. At least one. At least one.
You don't have the 20-gallon hat that indicates you have a small dick, though, so we know you're real Texan.
I can actually cock these with my arms. That's good to know.
Hello, I'm back.
Hello, we finished reading that, and now I'm just playing with Nerf guns.
Yeah, we've been talking about how we must be a Republican. How many, there's... Frustrated atheist, you can take as much offence to that statement as you want. I'm not on this. Well, technically I am, but I'm not. It's fine.
You're technically not involved with this since it's not your country.
There's not my end. Besides, you're all the.
What are you talking about? Every country is owned by America.
America.
Except for when Britain owned us.
No, every country is owned by America.
That's just America plus T.
Also remember, every country is owned by America, but he admits he's Canadian.
Wait, who?
Right. I'm not an American. I'm Canadian.
Oh, so it's roaming millennial.
No, Bandit Keith, actually.
Oh.
Bandit Keith in Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series turned out he was Canadian the whole time.
Yeah, it turned out he's Canadian the whole time. Didn't you not send me something on Tumblr that was I'm sorry for being a shitty dub, and then somebody holding a gun saying that's unacceptable. It's like 4
It's just
kids.
like some crimes can't be forgiven.
But it's 4 kids, and then somebody edited it so they've got a finger gun instead.
Yeah, they're just pointing. Whereas in the movie Dark Side of Dimensions, they actually had the guns.
That's because Dark Side of Dimensions is from a post-4 Kids world.
Mm-hmm.
God, I remember 4 kids. I also
Isn't
remember
it, like, really strange how in the Sonic X dub, they, like, got rid of all the text on the buildings, even though it was in English?
Yep.
Isn't it
In
weird that
America.
the Sonic X dub exists and is garbage?
It does, and you know what, it's like, I mean, it does have the voice actors from the games, but still.
Well, yes and no, because Sonic X and Shadow the Hedgehog kind of came out around the same time.
Yeah, they did.
So I would have much preferred if, because so Rouge the Bat from from Sonic Adventure 2 sounds like a government spy. I could see her as that.
And she sounds like a 16-year-old because she is.
Rouge the Bat from Sonic X. This is not to slut shame, but sounds like just a stereotypical prostitute.
And you know what's funny? Again, getting back to Darksiders. Rouge's voice actress in Sonic Adventure 2 also voiced a character in that series that's also a giant bat with huge tits.
I remember.
Though this one is decidedly more disgusting.
I remember being a kid and ranking every single one of Rouge's levels just so I could get the special costume that was totally not because I was a horny child.
Yeah.
Totally not.
Well, I mean,
definitely was.
Did any of you play? Go on.
What?
thinking back to it, the first thing that was Sonic I actually played was a McDonald's toy.
Oh, the ones that have like one button?
Yeah, the one that have like 1 or 2 buttons. I had the one where it was
yeah.
Amy and Rouge playing volleyball.
Huh.
Did any of you play the game Mad World?
No.
Yes. I've beaten it a few times.
Yes, I think when you mentioned like bats and massive like big breasts, I think of the first boss of the Halloween the Halloween section, the succubus lady, and every time that she gets you in a grapple, the fucking announcer shout about awesome rocking headlights or something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
I love
That
Mad
was-
World. I wish we could
Mad
have gotten
World
a
was
sequel.
Yeah, Mad World was a. It's just odd because the Black Baron does appear in another game made by the same.
Wait, he does?
He does, yes.
Growlithe. Oh my god. The fact that
Yeah.
Black Baron can appear in anything after getting brutally murdered repeatedly in Mad World is beyond me.
Yeah. Yeah. He appears in a different game as well. I'm trying to remember what game it was.
Oh, is that the big-breasted bat?
Yeah.
That's.
This is the
I
one I'm
wanted to-
talking about.
I wanted to make a joke saying that's hot, but that would just be a lie.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And she has a
that's
nasty
lovely
voice, too, if you ever play it.
Oh. Lovely
Which, like,
Pebble.
I know that one of the people you live with has the game, so... I mean, they can tell you.
Lovely Pebble Knuckles on him.
Oh, talking about me?
Yeah, I'm talking about you.
I actually need to catch you up on that, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I played through
But-
it on my channel. You can look at it.
No. Something completely different.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a after stream conversation though.
It is. But, so what did you think of the Tales to All My Story?
I want my eyes to stop bleeding, and they simply won't.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that's the, and to this day my feet ache and are sore, and with luck I landed on the ground are two, jokes that I bring up a lot.
With luck, I landed on the ground.
Yep. And also the, I don't know if I ever showed you the one about Walmart.
No, though I do think that I've only maybe got another minute or two left in me before I'm exhausted.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
the
will
Black Baron-
show it to you some other time.
The Black Baron also appears in Anarchy World as a playable character,
Okay.
which is made by the same people and the Bayonetta devs.
So, well, yeah, Platinum Games, because Platinum Games made Mad World.
Yeah. Also, you're saying that he can come back, but remember that he dies repeatedly across the game and continues to come back.
True. With that said, I'm going to hop out and try to figure out why I feel so exhausted when all I've done is be in front of a camera. I shouldn't be exhausted.
Right, so...
Yeah, I think it's also quite a good place to wrap it up as well. Oh, Matilda also appears as a playable character. Sorry.
Alright, so thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully we'll be doing this again really soon.
Hopefully. We should do a Zelda themed one.
Yeah.
Just to crack out the
Next one is the Zelda one.
Nice.
Oh boy. It's been drowned 2, 3, 5, and 7, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Of course.